Howdy folks, welcome to AlberonRPG. This is Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff, your GM this evening, and many others, and joining me are my friends Matt, Cara, and Olive. Dan will be joining us shortly. He just forgot his laptop and had to turn around real quick.
Nobody!
So he'll be here. But we're going to play Starfinder tonight. Before we do, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, we play a lot of games here on this channel. You can see all of them over on YouTube at AlberonRPG. There are a couple actually that you can only see if you're a Patreon subscriber. Those are the Alberon After Dark series, which involve a little bit more drinking than the regular ones do.
And fan service.
A little bit more fan service than the regular ones do. And so you can see that by joining the Patreon at AlberonRPG. Your support makes all of this stuff possible, and you can support for free by subscribing on YouTube and on Twitch. Also on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on Threads, you can see the different things that are on our table. Right now, it's just a table. Oh, it's cards. But sometimes there's encounter maps, there's handouts, there's all kinds of stuff, and you can see that in a little bit greater detail at AlberonRPG. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join us for our D&D game as the Wandering Hearts. Oh, no, you can't! We're not playing tomorrow.
We're not playing tomorrow.
It's the 4th of July, so for this National Day of Mourning, we are going to be off.
We're all running away.
We're all running away. Well, some of us are running away. The game tomorrow is not going to happen, but we will be back the week after that, and you can join us then. There is another Alberon After Dark that will be shot a week, I believe, from tomorrow, give or take. I can't remember. I'm bad with dates. The 12th? Yeah?
The 12th is when we have our one shot.
Yeah, week from Saturday. I'm messed up because it's Thursday and tomorrow I don't have to work. On the 12th will be another Alberon After Dark. That is Neon Bacchanalia, which is a Starfinder one-shot that I'm very excited about. It has some very cool crowd mechanics in it, and so you can come and see what that looks like if you are a Patreon subscriber in the future. We have Monument Studios music in addition to Sirenscape to thank for the sounds, and that is all the announcements that we have for this week. It is time for Mosaic Team 5.
The Egyptians gave them a
And
vision.
to Cara for the recap.
Mosaic Team 5. When last the three of us and one other played, we all stood at the entrance to the basement, I guess, ground floor basement, of the Palace of Horus, a tower of different apartments and condos where supposedly people lived, but really, the biomancers kept their lair. And at the bottom, they fed a giant ooze beast known as the Godmouth. A giant towering mound of ooze and nerves and not a whole ton of sentience that was blocking access to something that had been described as a junk grinder, but wasn't quite a grinder. Either way, we needed to continue the flow. Chat would be proud. We prepared with basically nuclear warheads, bunker busters, in giant barrels of glitter, and had planned to set those off at the base of the tower, but seeing this blockage now and the acidic and radioactive nature of this mound, we realized we needed to get that mound's butt off of the hole. Oh.
You chose to say that.
I did. No regrets. We initially attempted to sneak our way in, as the biomancers feeding the mass paid us no heed, and we were quite stealthy. Echo learned what happens when you get radiation sickness and you get a bit nauseated and then you just can run around for 3 rounds, and was useless generally. That's pretty par for the course. It's kind of what Echo does, just runs around.
It's useful.
I saw things. While the rest of us prepared to engage the entity, Echo set off a grenade and, to the unfortunate of themselves, attracted its attention, and the attention of many other biomancers. Combat kicked off, Shade initially going to one side, taking care of the attention of one of the biomancers, with Spise staying behind with a giant grenade ready to go, and Bubs going to the opposite end for kind of a 3-pronged approach, which quickly dissolved once we realized that if we were to enter even close to the mass, we were also going to be victims of radiation poisoning. Thanks to the heroics of our subcontractor, Mubu Kitarexis, we were able to kind of clear an opening, and Bubs and Spise worked together to pull the mass away from the opening to the sewers below. Shade was able to first attach his explosive to one side, while Echo, initially downed but thankfully helped back up by Mubu, was able to attach the other, and Spise, nearly on death's door, able to keep the attention of the mass long enough for Bubs to get in and get out with his explosive. The plan was then to evacuate the space with just enough time to set the explosives off and get ourselves away while also taking down the mass within. And, judging by the flow of the ooze and in the canals, a generally successful mission. We also received word from Team 4 that yes, indeed, the pumps were working smoothly. And with that, a second phase to a quest ticked off, and our mission progresses further. Only one part of the mission remains, and it's arguably the hardest one: diplomacy. Will we succeed? Who knows? We certainly don't do well in our personal lives, as we found out back at the laundromat. While Shade and Echo worked on repairs to themselves, and Echo mostly, Bubs and Spise had a heart-to-heart while Spise continued to organize cards and look up strategies after realizing how a draft works and realizing she couldn't take the deck that she had spent so much time organizing. She's certainly not upset about that whatsoever.
That's crazy.
Oh, me?
And as not an argument, a lover's quarrel maybe, an ex-lover's quarrel ensued, Bub's communicator started notifying him that a certain someone from Aura's Bay was trying to get his attention. And as Tiffy flirted with Bubs, who paid her no heed, instead deferring to Spice's attentions. It seems like maybe Bubs will have to do some groveling in order to get back in Tiffy's good graces. Will he succeed? Will Bubs have any romantic accomplishment, or will he get both and just have, you know, the anime lifestyle of living with a harem? We'll never know. Or maybe we will. Who knows? Because today, we're doing a filler episode!
Yay!
We don't know that. This could be a critical, important session, but...
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Spise is going to be there, so something could fucking happen.
Now, what if he
And I
does?
would say, if anybody's going to start a harem in that relationship, my guess would be it's probably Spise.
I went to
Bubs has
a card
goals, man.
game and ended up with a harem.
That's my favorite anime.
What is it called when the... Is harem gender neutral?
It is,
I think
but
it
it's
is.
usually just called a reverse harem. I think
Yeah.
when it's,
Boys.
What if you have a mix?
then it's just a
It's a
harem.
It's
It's a rev harem.
It's a
Like
harem.
a-
Rev 'em.
If you know the answer, or drop
It's
it
a
in the
cherem.
comment. A cherem. Ooh, I like that.
I can't
Okay.
take credit for that.
So,
Share?
Mosaic Team 5.
A harem of shares?
After a long night and a explosive morning, you all were able to get a little bit of rest and then find your way into Saturday morning proper. Some of you had a little bit of a more adventurous evening than others, resulting in a few of you waking up a little bit later in the morning. But it is, at this time, right around 10. You have 2 hours until this tournament begins. So Mosaic Team 5, as you wake up within the various parts of the laundromat or the apartments above, what are you all doing?
I am so ready to win as she flat irons her hair into a Shadowgate Marauder cosplay.
Fantastic.
Echo kind of like limps
Can't
by.
wait to win today.
Oh, that is right. It is Saturday.
Yep, the most important mission of this planet that I have signed up for happens in 2 hours.
Please do not cause any trouble.
Me? Never.
Bubba's just gonna be like peeking around the corner, like kind of like trying to feel out the mood of like, is she gonna yell at me?
Sure. At the moment, Spise seems pretty distracted. Spise and Gibbs both preparing these elaborate cosplays for this event. So hard to tell what the mood is at this moment, Bubbles. But is there anything that you all want to do before this tournament begins?
We're still repairing ourselves, right?
Yeah, presumably.
We'll be right across the street. So if anything explodes.
It's a card
Oh, no.
game. Unless it's like the one that we fought with actual monsters that came alive. That'd be fucking sick, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
And also, it's you at a gaming store.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it.
Was
Okay.
red over a card game or dice?
What?
Does it matter?
I suppose not.
Bubba's gonna come downstairs. Hey, good luck at your card game.
Her hair burns a little bit, and she just keeps ironing. Gibbs, so let me help you with your hair.
You can see Gibbs get like the ears go down a little bit, but yeah, she lets.
Come here.
She allows it. You spend a little bit of time preparing your costume. Time moves forward. You can hear outside there is a little bit more of a commotion than there has been in the past. A few people have chanced the gang activity that is occurring to come to this Laser Monster Card Arena draft here on Saturday afternoon. You do see a few people go by wearing relatively makeshift costumes. You know that you did announce that there was a costume aspect to this 2 days ago, and so the costumes look as you might imagine they would. Many little bits and bobs from the garbage. You see a lot of spray painted cardboard, not a whole lot of like shaped plastic in this kind of
Just like
series of
yours in the
accoutrements.
garbage.
But you see a few folks enter this place, and you can see across the street, Martian Comics has been sort of lit up with all different kinds of little like holographic Laser Monster Card Arena icons all around the windows and on the shelves. And even from here, you can see the front floor, all the different places where there were comics that were hailing from lines such as the Friends of Heroism, or perhaps Dawn of the Machines, moved aside to create spaces for several different tables so that people can play cards side by side by side. And at the moment, they've all been turned and pushed together to create one very long table where everybody might be able to sit to start. Are you all arriving at this tournament?
Spise is going to go down the stairs. I'm imagining her outfit looks a little bit like the Malice Invisible Woman outfit.
Okay.
I don't know.
From Rivals.
Yeah, and also just the comic in general.
So what does that look like for people at home?
Okay, so it's like so imagine, let's start with the eyes. Two red eye contacts that are also blacked out in where the whites of her eyes would have been. Kind of like a shadowy scarf that's tattered. A tiny little crop top that's like stretched across her boobs. obviously the most important part is her, like, unitard, where her ass is just basically falling out.
Is there a word for it's like the Borat swimsuit essentially, but for Invisible Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a word for that, but yeah. So Borat suit.
Monokini.
Monokini. I like that.
I think you're right.
I like
Something
it.
like
It
that.
is now. We're calling it a monokini.
Yeah, monokini. Black leather thigh highs with a red strip at the top that goes into a point. Crazy hair. I think she's got crazy hair. I would say it's gray, I think.
Yeah.
She like sprayed it gray. And like a creepy, malicious smile. Oh, and super long fingernails that have like black tips that go into her fingers. Obviously high heels. And I think that's for the most part. That's the important stuff, at least.
But what's the costume? No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
So, yeah. No.
Doesn't matter.
You have this full cosplay.
Shadowgate Marauder, obviously.
You've been working for a while on this, and having saved it from the sort of laundry accident that had occurred the previous evening, everything is intact. Everything is as it should be.
And now it smells downy fresh.
And you make your way into this comic book store. You can see the 60-year-old human who is behind it. They have a better costume than most of the people who have entered. 3D printed UBP armor. You can see they are wielding a pair of printed, transparent plastic shields as their LMCA cosplay. They are almost certainly set up as one of the defenders of Uranus. But you walk in, they look at you, and they go, "Wow, I mean, that's pretty good, I guess."
You do? You look great! Oh my god, is that the defender of Uranus?
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely.
Ah! I could tell right away.
My deck is Uranus Insanus. There's no way anybody's gonna win. It's undefeated.
Oh my god, I can't wait to play against you. This is gonna be so fun.
And he says, "Well, I mean, we have to draft all the cards, so I probably won't be able to get any of those cards. I mean, it's gonna be impossible." All right, anyways, go sit down. And they point over towards like this long table. Now, because you had purchased so many cards, they are no longer only using the most recent cards, as you took most of them. There is a plethora of different decks that are all kind of arrayed out here from a variety of different releases. But you grab a seat. You can see already seated, there is Cara. Do you want to introduce your character?
Oh no.
Hello?
Oh no.
I'm Gilly. Nice to meet you.
I can smell you from here.
I took a shower yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Skittermander, so I've got a lot of hands that make real good at shuffling and feeling out which card is the best, you know?
And also I like to kind of animate my deck a little bit, and you see like Gilly just puts down like a huge box and then hits a button, and then just a light like hologram display comes up of just like the cards so that the card backs shift through.
I built it.
Wow, sick.
Thanks.
Damn, I wish I had one of those.
So you see like he's got kind of like bluish fur, and then like around like the edges he's got like hot pink, which fades into like green and orange stripes down to his face. And he's like,
Let's go.
So Skittermander and Spise, the two of you sit down. On the other side of you, Spise, you can see a Yosoki. They are quiet. They don't talk as much as the Skittermander does. They have no cool little box or anything like that. But they are dressed as a Skitterbot Swarm Queen. They have patchwork of metallic plates. These sort of faux mechanical tails that you can tell close up are just a bunch of like bits of hose strung together with coat wire, or what is it called?
I know.
Clothes hanger.
Yeah, clothes hanger.
You can see they also have red contact lenses like yours, although a little bit cheaper, but they just kind of nod to you. And then you would see sitting across from you is Gibbs, and then on one side, Matt, would you like to introduce your character?
So probably sitting over in the corner, looking super pissed off and super arrogant.
Oh no!
Get a load of this, bitch.
I recognize that one.
there we go, that's the voice, that's the Skittermander voice.
I recognize that one.
And he's just like, look at all these twerps. Ugh, can't believe I have to be in this Scum place. Ugh. But the heart of the cards.
Gilly just kind of hovers over his box.
Like, it's mine.
And I'm basically just Lashunta Seto Kaiba.
Fantastic.
Keto Saiba is the name though. Owner of Saiba Corp.
Saiba Corp? Okay.
Saiba Corp. It's PSYBA Corp.
It's just an LLC so that he can buy the PAX wholesale.
That's cheating.
I invented the dual discs that you fucking use. You fucking peon.
Gilly looks at his box.
You do.
His rectangle.
Well, not you specifically. You don't
Look,
need to
I
know my
definitely
corporate
use
schemes.
Saiba Corp.
You can also see, entering into this space, a tall and stocky looking individual that you recognize after a brief moment because they are quite muscular and that takes a lot of your attention. They are dressed as the Abyss Gladiator, sleek iridescent blue and silver armor with jagged fin blades on the arms. They have put on with this makeup these glowing looking gill slits along their neck. But this is Scott Dragonfist, who you all invited to the tournament. They have shown up as well. And then last but not least, although certain...
Like literally from Mosaic Team 4?
Yes, you invited him. And he had to get special permission from Echo's squad mate to come. Dan, last but not least, could you introduce your character?
My character is a short, kind of round... I would say he most likely embodies the characteristics of Brian Potion. He has the long beard. He looks very Amish.
Okay.
But his outfit is very you can tell that it's very piecemeal. Each thing that he's wearing is from a collector or a collectible. It seems like he has an aficionado for just collecting first edition things. Okay. He has the tags. First, everything's in plastic sleeves still. He's
got the baseball hat that has the tag and it also has the clip-in and also in the box. That's the collector edition box.
It's in the
that's
case.
just on the head.
He has a Don Gorski bib. He has a Celia Sweep, just little pin.
Camera, drone.
Just various things, all in mint condition, never taken out of the box. Every time he moves, when you wear leather and your legs kind of make that swoosh, swoosh,
all the time
sound.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like because even his pants are in plastic.
Phenomenal.
And his name is Gideon.
I'm imagining too for Gideon.
Too.
Of course, I don't know why, but you didn't narrate that.
Yeah, you didn't have to say it.
But we all knew. It's the bowl cut is sort of the what is the organization that rates and grades the playing cards?
The PCA.
Yeah,
I
don't think it's PCA, but the organization that does that, I'm imagining that all of your belongings are basically in one of those slabs. I'm imagining that Gideon comes with a backpack, and in that backpack there is a recreational play deck, but it's this thick because each one is in a graded plastic container.
PSA for sports.
PSA, that's what it is.
Attention. And he's going to take out a nice bell that's still covered in plastic, and he's going to just peel the plastic off a little bit with a tuning fork and go, excuse me, I've heard that there is a rare booster card in this assortium of decks, and I would like everyone to know that I am going to acquire it.
That's it!
I
don't think so.
Redirects towards this person.
Well, at
who
least
takes the
this
same
was
amount.
funny.
It's just this long process. It's the plastic, and I'm imagining too that your fingers wrapped in plastic as well. So it's it takes extra long to peel it. Oh my god, phenomenal! So you enter into this space. You can see all of the competitors now seated around this table.
Remind me the first guy, the first NPC.
First NPC that was mentioned. Give me a second here. So going around the table, you have Gilly, this Skittermander who is sitting right next to you. You are sitting down. You see a Yosoki, very analytical, sitting next to you. Sitting across and diagonal is Sammy, the store owner, who begins to kind of explain how things are going to work. Seated next to them is this very arrogant-looking Lashunta, and then next to them is Scott, and then next to them, at the very end of this table, you can see Gibbs, and then, putting down a little cushion, unwrapping it, and then placing it down. You see, what was Gideon?
Gideon.
Does Gideon frequent the store?
No, Gideon only frequents like cons and like tournaments when he hears whispers of a rare release.
Oh, so Gilly might have seen you. Gilly
Yeah.
stays local, but frequents the store.
Yeah.
So you're probably the only person that frequents the store. This place is a gang-run neighborhood, and so it's had a negative impact on the overall foot traffic
Yeah,
of this
how you know
building.
that all the good cards are here?
But to that point, it's not like there's a lot of people coming to buy them here, so you've gotten pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Now, this
Got a couple
individual
slots.
who owns
Maybe
this
this
place
kid's smarter than he looks.
sits down and explains to you that for each of you entering, you are going to receive 3 random Laser Monster Card Arena packs. 1 from the core set and then 2 from assorted boosters. You are going to get 20 neutral energy chips that can be hard set before the match into any energy type. So that way, no matter what cards you draft, you'll be all set. And then you are going to be going into a couple rounds of competition with only one Ultimate Champion, walking away with an entire booster brick of the latest Data Arcanum set. And this comes with a promo card that you can only get in this way. So for this, more functionally, you all sit down, you rip open your first sort of pack, you actually brought a pack, phenomenal. And you begin.
I'm so fucking ready for this game.
For you, you're able to just pull the first card that you want, and then you know you have to pass it to the right. And so this is a game not only of chance, but also a little bit of strategy. There are times where you can choose to pass a good card, knowing that it's not the right one for you. Other people prefer to just stockpile every rare card they get. There are many approaches to take. But for the sake of the stream, we're going to fast forward through the drafting portion of the draft because it doesn't make for the most interesting of watching.
What?
Many of you have been sent some
The
cards from the deck.
NBA begs to differ.
Now, yeah, I know. Now, Sammy explains the rules of the game in case any of you have not played, though with everybody being in loose cosplay, the idea of that relatively unlikely, but out of character to explain how this is going to work.
Thank you.
For each match, there is 3 rounds. The first round will symbolize the opening hand and the first strike. You can choose a skill to use. You could use mysticism to understand the meta or deck theory that your opponent is using. You could use sense motive to read the opponent's bluff or deck type. You could use computers to do some fast analysis, maybe predict draws or simulate some combo trees that this person could be using. Or you could try to use bluff to fake out with a weak opening hand or bluff a strong one. There are many ways in which you could apply your skills. If they're outside of that, you can let me know as well. The second round is going to be about board presence and combo tension. If you are trying to build a combo, this is when you're going to have to try to do so. You might use engineering to do a tactical optimization of your synergy. You might use intimidation to pressure your opponent with an aggressive play. And if you choose to do so, you probably want to think about the words that you want to use if you want a situational bonus. You might, if you are a less than savory competitor, use sleight of hand to fake shuffle or move some different cards around. You might use diplomacy or a performance check to get psychological control of the situation. And then round 3, the final round, the final clash. This is where if you have been building a combo, it comes to fruition. This is where if everything has fallen apart, if you truly believe in the heart of the cards, they just might come through. You might use perception to spot a subtle threat or a misplay that you can take advantage of. You can make a will saving throw to try to resist a full tilt if you have lost the previous rounds. You could try a cultures check if you want to leverage a deep understanding of the obscure interactions and rules of Laser Monster Card Arena, or, and this would be a little harder, you could try an acrobatics check to do a flashy play that might draw the table crowd's attention and really, regardless of what is happening, shift the vibe in your favor. But there are 3 rounds in each match and 3 ways that you can influence the outcome. Any questions?
No.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
So all of these are skill contests.
Correct.
We're level 1. Well,
Can we use abilities that are that?
You absolutely can. You could do whatever you want.
I love
These
it.
are some suggestions, but there are absolutely other things that you could use as well.
I'm just gonna use the characteristics and bubs.
Okay, no problem. I think that makes absolute sense for your character. So, for each of you, the way that this is going to work, this is
He's
a
using
bracket.
bubs.
And you can see Sammy pulls up a little list, and it fills in automatically with your names.
Just a guy.
Match number 1, Gilly. You're facing off against none other. You turn your attention right next to you to Spise Amido. This person dressed in this like dominatrix outfit. You see match number 2 is somebody named Mara Nosedexter, who seems to be this very studious looking Yosoki, against Sammy Grabbins themselves, this comic shop owner. And then match 3, Keto Saiba against Gideon. For the rare combination. And then you can see already like eagerly getting started in their play, Gibbs versus Scott Dragonfist. Scott, who seems to have no idea really how to play, but very enthusiastic for the attempt.
Gideon is going to unroll from a little case that he has. It's a rare set of glasses from a movie called Casino Casino Ballroom Blitz.
Casino Ballroom Blitz!
And
We've all seen that classic movie.
Oh, yeah.
and they have the label on it, and he's going to put them on his face, and he's just going to go, damn it, they don't actually work. Expecting it to be X-ray glasses.
I want Gideon to lose so bad.
I want Gideon
I want
to
him
win.
to win. Damn.
I
Damn
think
it,
Gideon's
dude.
the most invested
Were you
out of
using it for
everyone
your
here.
cards or for? I don't like that.
Who knows? So, Gilly versus
Shit, I don't want to
Spise.
play against him.
For the first round, Gilly and Spise, the two of you square off. You are kind of brought over to this area in front of the rest of the store, and here there is an official Laser Monster Card Arena hologram projector. This thing will make your monsters appear in real life. Certain rare cards actually have animation chips built in, and so the attacks can do different things. But for round one, roll a d20, each of you.
Dun 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 dun. Spice walks very deliberately up the steps onto the platform as the lights come on below her and the field generates, and she whips out her Seto Kaiba, Saiba Corp, disc player, card disc,
It's the Saiba Orb.
Saiba Orb.
It's not a
And he's
disc,
like,
it's an
I
orb.
am ready to duel you. Gilly, are you ready to lose?
The battle.
So you see dramatically climbs the stairs, brings out their Cyber Corporation disc player card disc cyber orb, and they challenge you to a duel, Gilly.
You look across the holo projector and you don't see Gilly.
Oh. Are you even here?
Yeah, hold on. And you hear a thunk as they put their block up on the table. And then they kind of like run down, grab a bunch of like junk
This is
that's
going
laying
to be
around,
so
and
easy.
makes a little box. And then gets.
I asked Sammy for a box beforehand, and he didn't really have one available.
You can see at the moment, Sammy's holding on to this controller. They kind of look at you and then just press a button, and suddenly the platform underneath you shifts and rises up like 5 inches.
Oh, come on,
You're now
man.
standing like 5 inches too tall. But
Walks out of the way, falls over.
you stand back up. Each of you is now standing here. What was your d20?
Oh, I haven't rolled yet. Do you mind if I record this just for my own reference?
Please do. Your losing is going to make you famous on the infosphere. Ha
And Gilly's gonna cast a spell.
Oh, okay.
That's 4.
Against my what?
Then we
Just
just
20 set of dice.
rolling a d20. Say, what's the number?
11?
That's the number.
Spice, you get to go first. What are you doing? to start this match.
I have been. So this is her internal monologue.
Sure.
She's like, I have been planning for this day for days. I am so ready. She says out loud, to begin this match, I am going to play the Sun Chosen face up in attack mode. Second, I draw a card and I'm going to put it in defense mode. And that, thirdly, I am going to use, not this card, I'm going to use Null Zone Pulse to activate the Sun Chosen solar beam that affects its attack by 1,000 points. So get ready, Gilly, because you're about to lose.
So this individual rises up ominously. You can see they place this first card down, and you can see the Laser Monster Card Arena projector projects almost 6 feet tall this radiant-looking warrior. They are holding this rifle that is almost completely pure white. It seems to glow with the power of the sun. They aim it, and then this other card just seems to almost cause them to grow in size and then grow greater and brighter. And they now seem to almost shed light across this entire space. For you, go ahead and I would say... for that, make a cultures check.
Yes.
Cultures?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get an extra D8 for this bad boy.
I would say this is using knowledge of the culture around the game.
You're dead. Culture. Dun 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 dun. That is a 36, 37, 38.
38, fantastic.
I've been studying this deck for weeks.
Gilly, this monster towers over the battlefield. That is Spice's turn. How do you respond?
Oh. I didn't think you could just have a Null Pulse come right out of your first hit. Okay, well,
And Gilly activates the spell that they had cast, Akashic Tutor, which gives them a +4 to their skill checks in the relevant area, which in this case, dual monsters.
There you go.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And they want to...
Oh,
This
we're
is the
doing-
most
we're
chaotic build
doing
they've ever
this.
seen, and
Sure.
it kind of like makes a certain sense, but they're not entirely sure what's going on here. So they're gonna pull 3 cards from their hand.
okay. Well, I'm going to play 2 cards in the defense position, and we'll just save those for later. And your Sun Chosen,
I do have this, and puts down an epic overrule of the stars.
Oh my god!
and your Sun Chosen must bow before my overrule of the stars, as they are a star as well.
Fantastic.
Oh, I have underestimated you. You are a formidable opponent, but I will still defeat you.
And Joe, would you say this is either a sense motive or a profession card shark?
Profession card shark.
Oh, sick!
I'm a level 6 character, man. I ain't got nothing on you.
Well, you're playing it well.
What I do?
So that's 9 plus 16 is
A decent number.
25.
25 with a +6 conditional modifier.
Hey!
That brings you to a 31. You can see you play this card. This creature falters, and you see Spice for just a moment. Your guardian bends to one knee. And then your card turns sideways, pulses with this dark light, and it seems to affect your guardian in such a way that it surges forth and stands. In this opening hand, in this opening strike, you seem to have the upper hand.
Yes! It was because of my null zone post that my Sun Chosen was able to withstand that pesky move.
You can see the Sun Chosen blinks in this animation. But that is round
that's
one.
not
Round
happened
two,
before.
all about board presence and about combo tension. Can each of you roll a d20?
Do I get to play my cards first, or should I do the roll first?
Roll first.
Okay. Natural 20!
I got a 17 and I thought that was pretty
Spice,
good.
go ahead and play your cards.
Okay.
Just catch
Spice
have
thinks to
glasses.
herself, this
No.
round,
But he
Oh,
does have
actually.
a spell.
I am going to
It's not a spell.
send my son chosen to the Shadow Realm as a sacrifice. Activate my Scorcher Eye Butler with my Shadowgate Marauder because I was able to shadow ban my son chosen. Both of them in attack mode. Next up, I'm going to add Radiant Mutation to my Shadowgate Marauder. Now, you see they beam with radiation. It sucks when you get close to her. All
My own
right.
words against me.
Phenomenal. Go ahead. And I would say for that, you could use a diplomacy or a performance check. As this happens, you can see first Spice sacrifices their own monsters, all of them. They just go straight to the not even sacrifice, bans them from the card. They are exiled, and then with this miraculous play, they return in this darkened form, but with a final card. Light seems to almost erupt from outside, and these are even stronger than they were before. This is though none of the monster types match, and this is not a conventional deck, it has a certain synergy that hints at hours spent, late nights, no sleep, just obsessing over cards. This is not a pre-built squirrel deck.
Ha! Try to beat that, Gilly.
What was the total?
For a natural 20?
No,
you gotta roll again.
For cultures.
Oh, another cultures. You
Yeah.
got it. Oh, brother, I'm gonna use my once a day reroll for that.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Oh, I have those.
Natural 1.
Ooh,
It was a 2 and now a
maybe I'll
1.
take a feat that gives me.
You pull this card out, the monsters radiate this light, but all at once, Gilly, one of these cards that you had turned sideways flips over.
Fuck, I activated a trap card!
You've activated my quantum rupture engine, which activates as well, pulls from my deck Echo Form Recall, and your Null Zone Enhanced Sun Chosen comes to my side.
And suddenly, just shifting sides on the battlefield. They weep again, but it's much less cool to you this time, Spice.
This kid's
And with the
Fantastic.
Overrule of the Stars active, I also get a free use of Laser Snare, my other card in the defense position.
No! Not that!
And my Laser Snare ensnares your butler, who is no longer helpful.
So for that, I would say go ahead and make another card shark check.
Oop, right out of the gate.
There you go.
We're rolling good tonight. 22.
22. With that, both track cards activating and replicating the effects of Spice's cards, you swing the momentum around in Gilly after the end of this middle section of this competition. You are pulling ahead. You can see Spice's life total has taken a hit. You now have commanding board presence. It would take a miracle for Spice to come back. But that does bring us to round 3, the final clash. Spice and, Olive and Cara, roll a d20.
I tried that laugh. That was a good laugh. That felt nice.
That is my laugh. You are not allowed to use it.
Sorry, this is just a game store.
This is a formidable opponent. I must defeat Gilly.
We're just having fun.
You would think this is a serious game. I am here to defend the heart of the cards.
Yeah, what'd you roll there, sister?
This one has passion, but her
just
deck
a 3.
is trash.
I rolled a 20.
No!
So with the 20, what are you doing for this final clash? You have
Does that just
seen
mean
you
go
are
first?
you have commanding board presence now. How are you finishing off Spice? Unless they can pull something out miraculously.
It's round robin. She's got another chance.
Okay.
This is elimination.
Oh shit!
Oh, is it elimination?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
No!
And Gilly's, like, little deck, like, play area that they've constructed kind of flashes a little bit. They're getting really into it now, and they activate one of the features that gives them a little, like, battle simulator thing to, like, have all of their little characters pop up. It's really unfortunate that there's a holo projector here because they built this one. but they've got a little mini version.
It actually creates like sort of interference, and neither work especially well directly in front of you.
Okay. I've got my overrule of the stars, and my laser snare has her butler captured, the sun chosen to my side, and the quantum rupture engine is active, which means it's time. It is time to summon all of the fractured mind shard wardens from my deck.
And all 4 just appear on the battlefield.
And they run your sun chosen through, creating a supernova!
Go ahead, and for that final thing, I would say you could make a... Well, what were the 2 things that you were trying to use before?
I used Card Shark before.
And the other one that you had as an option was...
Oh, the one that I had used before?
Yeah.
I said, what do you think it's a cultures check or a...
Make a cultures check for this
Damn.
last one.
All right. Why couldn't I have rolled that with my Card Sharks? Great. That's a 19. Can I add the Akashic Tutor to this?
You absolutely can.
Sweet. 23.
23, and that is a total of 30 with a +6 conditional modifier. Perfect strategy linking together these things. You can see this single monster on Spice's side about to get pulverized by a full field of creatures. Spice, is there anything that you can do to respond? Is there anything within your deck that can save you?
Heart of the cards.
This, I didn't think they were going to be this good, but alas. And then Spice goes, I have something up my sleeve. And a little smirk appears in the corner of her mouth, and she starts going, and the air around her starts to turn red, and celestial stars start swirling slowly like a hurricane behind her, and she raises her arm up and she says, Gilly, you have been a great opponent, but alas, I have something that is going to destroy you in this last move. I summon Crimson Halo Revenant to the board! And you see this, like, galactic rabbit revenant giddy ups onto the board and screeches. And it is epic alternative art. So, from the Data Arcanum. And it roars on the field. And she goes, I didn't want to use it this early in the championship, but I cannot lose to you, Gilly.
So this card technically has the greatest power rating of any card in the current game. Power creep is a real thing.
It really is.
That being said, is it enough? And I would say for this...
Can I see the card?
Yes. There you go.
You've gotten yourself into a bad situation, Spice.
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah,
this is going to be a will saving throw.
Okay. I also secure my Crimson Halo Revenant with 10 demon energy and a Jarvis? Nope. Blood transaction. So I draw health points from my own health pool to add to the Crimson Revenants.
You don't have many left!
The remaining, you see her points go down to 1 hit point. You
oh
see,
my gosh!
I will add my own personal blood to add to the Revenant's power, and I will attack you with this final move. Natural 20!
How did you know? That was only in the moment that they heard it released!
You can see Spice, you're just like, we're having a good time. Spice is sweating, just like furious, skin flushed. And
the competition
in
here is
this
tighter than I
moment,
thought.
with the Crimson Halo, with the alternate art that adds in a alternate effect, just a little different than the rest, your Revenant and your 4 Guardians of the Cards in a brief moment streak across each other like 2 duelists in a sword fight, and then, Gilly, your creatures crumble into dust.
No!
And you watch as your health drops down to 0. And Spice, you have advanced past the first round of the tournament in a come-from-behind win. From a natural 1 to a natural 20, really swinging the balance.
Gilly waits to see if he gets deported to the Shadow Realm because this felt too real.
You can see Sammy after like 5 minutes goes by, walks up and goes, "Hey, we need to keep going."
Oh, yeah, no, I'm still here. Okay.
And Gilly starts like disconnecting everything.
No problem. You start disconnecting everything.
Spise will like,
Okay, that was great. Okay, you guys did great. Nice job, everybody. Okay, we gotta keep up the good work.
Gilly goes over to like Sammy and starts
Like, so,
and like goes through their decks like,
can I buy this one?
You get the cards. You get the cards. You paid for the draft fee. You get the cards.
I get to keep all of these?
You can see he's like setting his own stuff up now because he is next. But yeah, he says yes. He kind of shoos you to the side. And then it is Sammy Grabbins against Mara Nose Dexter. And no real surprise, the owner of the comic store seems to have drawn, well...
Did he cheat?
I would say...
If he cheated, then this is an illegitimate tournament. And I'm gonna fucking destroy this place.
Make a sense motive check.
Keto Saiba may be an asshole, but he has the heart of the cards.
Make a sense motive check.
Where the fuck is my sense motive? All right. 22?
With the 22, they did not cheat necessarily. They're not cheating in a mechanical way, but they have set up the distribution of cards in such a way that they are very familiar with the cards being used. And you get the sense that they've used that to their advantage. They go up against this person, this Yosoki, who uses a swarm protocol deck. It features a creature that is called the Hive Overclock Alpha. This creature is able to replicate other elements of itself. This is a token deck. It uses cards like Viral Compiler and Swarm Sync Directive to create more and more copies of itself. But ultimately, you watch as Sammy Grabbins is able to time after time draw out these little creatures, starting with the Uranian Grave Sentinels and then boosting them up with Uranus Buster Cannons, able to quickly overcome these tiny creatures. Yes.
I have a question. Does my success breed success work on me?
It does not. And it does not work for Laser Monster Card Arena. It only works for attack rolls and for one other thing, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
But Sammy Grabbins able to win Gesundheit match number 2. That brings us to match number 3. And for you,
let's get this over with.
You step up to this on one side, and for you, Gideon, you step up on the other.
As you see Gideon has in front of him, he says, of course, you see, this is a collection. You see this item right here? It's the not-so-bright crystal from the hit movie, The Not-So-Bright Crystal.
I don't care what you're saying, old man.
From the puppeteer.
Draw your cards.
John Hanson. And it is basically it's an absolute compass, and he's looking for a specific card.
Okay.
Here, I'm not going to show you.
Maybe the heart card.
Phenomenal. I love that. I love that you. It takes biological. That implies that either you believe that the cards are real, or
there is a biological heart of the card.
So Gideon has insider info that one of the rare cards was personally touched by the creator himself of Monster Card, and that his physical imprint.
Got you. So this is on top of the tournament. You're keeping an eye on everything, really.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
So you're the weird guy who like finds the glass in the diner and was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So each of you steps up.
Oh God.
Matt and Dan, can you roll a d20, please?
I love that Dan comes up with these weird little one-shot guys.
Flat d20.
Yeah.
15.
15.
14.
14. All right. So Matt, you get the opening move. This is the opening hand, the first strike. What are you doing?
Gotta use this trash deck. I suppose these will do. I place 2 cards down in the defense mode, and then I place my...
Just so you can have them.
Let me get some too.
Oh, that's all I have.
If you be gentle with them.
Yes.
You
Are you kidding me?
Taroka deck over here.
Please, tarot.
They're a deck of many things.
Then I play my Starfire Baptism to summon 2 volcanic apex worms in attack mode. And I end my turn. Now go, you foolish peon.
Fantastic. Make an intimidation check.
Oh.
And for the weight of your corporation behind you, take a +6 conditional modifier.
Fucking yeah.
You seem to have bent to the edge of that card.
The edge of the card.
Can I use my telepathy to affect this guy?
I would say probably, yeah, take up an additional +2, so +8 total.
Okay. That's a 16.
There you go, a 16. This is not your deck. These are not your cards, but any cards will do. Dan, what about you? You see they play 2 cards. They just kind of slap them down, and all that you can see is just the bent edge of this card. But what are you doing?
Am I only allowed to use sleight of hand in the 3rd round, or can I use it anytime?
You can use it anytime. These are just suggestions.
I
You
would
get
like
see if he's
to try to bring a card from outside.
Okay.
I don't have. You're gonna have to give me a card, Joe, because I have no idea.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Yeah,
Alright,
you're gonna have to make
everyone's
one up.
fucking
That's like a
cheating.
rare one. It has to be like a super rare one because I rolled like a terrible. And here we go.
Got a Triune Warden.
That's a 13
Okay.
plus 3.
16.
Okay, lucky.
Okay.
That's right.
What's it
it's-
every
you
roll?
got Bub stats.
16.
Hey, I'm a level 6 character up against Spise with
I'm
cultures.
leveling up to 6. I'm leveling-
Natural 20,
It's really.
Suck it!
I like how many natural studies.
Look at these, baby! Look at these, baby!
Wow.
Wait.
Me.
This is from his
Wait.
personal collection.
Wait.
Wait, what can you do?
I use
Activate it.
edit code. As a reaction, when a target creature within range attempts an ability check, attack roll, saving throw, or skill check, you manipulate the creature's code in such a way that it causes it to roll twice and take the worst result. Casting this spell requires a great deal of energy, so you must expend 1 resolve point.
Phenomenal.
Reroll that.
Reroll that
Wow.
dice. You pull out a card, and for just a moment, you can see the card
you
that
get
you
for
brought in from
cheating.
the outside, the Inferno
I don't play
Cyber
with
Drake
cheaters.
King.
Try again.
Alternate art. You can see this cyber dragon with this crown that has been made from the bones of its fallen enemies. In the lore of this is a huge creature, and then it flickers for just a moment.
So I roll it twice and take the weakest of them?
Correct.
Okay. I do have one more lucky roll,
That's
so
true.
can we make it 3?
You can. You can stack.
Wait,
Okay. Actually,
do you need to use a reaction as a lucky?
You do not.
Yeah.
What the
And can we? Does the
Yeah.
third
Starfinder
roll?
lucky
Does that
is broken.
is that the last? Is that the weakest of all of them? Does that follow that rule, or is it
Get
just,
him to waste
It's
it.
it's just of the 2 that you
Hey,
reroll.
I have
Okay,
resolve points too, I guess.
just tell me what it means?
Yeah.
Just a smaller
Gilly,
pool.
what do you
My
think
heart
you're
of the
gonna
card's
win?
better.
I would put a bet
Okay,
on
that's
it if
14
you
plus
won.
Roll
3
one more time.
is
bloody
14 plus 3 is
17.
I'll take
Roll one more
your stealth elemental.
11 plus 3, 14.
14 total. And in that moment, you see the Inferno Cyber Drake King flicker over to a turbo coil injector. This is not the card that you packed from home. Somehow, in this moment, the card that you meant to draw is not the one that comes up in your hand. You feel at the end of the opening round the victory slipping away, and you see your absolute compass tick. And it points towards the prize pile. The card that you seek is for the victor of this match, and you are not winning. But that brings us to the second round. That brings us over to Matt and Dan. Roll a d20.
I have a quantum rupture engine, I'll bet you. Okay, I will bet you my... Let's see. Blood Feast Revenant. Sure.
Did I play any cards that turn or no?
Yeah, you
Okay.
did. You had to put that card down when it drew,
Okay.
when it
I
drew
don't know,
like
that Gideon guy's
It
going
has to
pretty
stay
hard.
down. That's the rule.
To be
Once
honest,
you've played
I've
it, it's
played
on the
against
field.
Petrosaiba
Like chess.
before.
16.
Did you win?
14.
14.
It was a draw.
Gideon, what are you doing? You can feel this card slipping away, and you know that the prize is just beyond your grasp. You need to do something to build up some board presence.
Gideon is going to play Instant Fire Decision.
Okay.
Foolish.
Instant Fire Decision
I
is
got
a...
this one from Stanley. You know Stanley. I'm on a first name.
I don't know who you are.
So for Instant Fire Decision, this is a challenging card to play in this moment. With very little to play in, there's a good chance that it backfires on you.
Whatever.
So go ahead, roll a D100.
Can someone give me a D100?
Gideon doesn't know what he's doing playing that card so early.
I don't know. He's got a lot of cool stuff. on
Usually
it.
you need board presence to
This'll be
play
the
Instant Fire Decision.
The first digit, the single digit.
They're literally the ones, and the
One.
that's not the ones digit. Just roll
Okay.
them. They're percentile. So
Oh, are
it's,
they?
yeah. 14.
14.
With a 14, you play this card, and on the digital deck, you can see a coin go up. You can see one half of this coin is on fire, and it lands on the fiery side. The flame is quenched, and you see your health total drop. That was not the card to play in this moment. There was a very small chance that it might work for you, but it did not turn over in this moment.
I meant to do that.
Well, if you meant to do that, then you shouldn't even be playing.
Now,
Idiot.
Matt, you can see Split Fire Decision. This did have an opportunity to potentially deal damage in an equal part to all of your creatures, lowering your board presence, but it did not. You have a chance to really take control. This is where you can build some combo tension. What are you doing?
I want to play an entire campaign.
I was going to go easy on you, but since you've cheated, now I will play my whole hand. I activate both of my flame-found furnace plates. Flame.
The Flame Bound Furnace Blades you activate from their fence up position, and this attack that just dealt damage to Gideon empowers your cards. You take
With
elements
my
from this.
flame-bound furnaces in place, that allows me to activate 2 fire-dealing flying cards from my deck, which will allow me to play 2 more monsters in my hand. I will place 1 down in the defense position and show 1 of my scaled sky cleavers.
See, he talks like those
Oh
early
my God.
episodes where they're trying to teach you how to play the game.
And these are coming from earlier sets. The Scaled Sky Cleavers come from the Pact War release.
I don't know.
So certainly you play this card, make an engineering check. This is now on the fly a very clever combination.
Clever combo.
Combo. Where's the
Depending on the face down card.
Oh, COO, Chief Operating Officer.
Where's my die?
Keto Cyber.
Keto Cyber. Keto Cyber.
That's a 15.
That's a
You don't need a pocket. That's a
Hey, well, all right. Well, if you want it to be a 15, then that's a 28.
And with a
I mean,
28,
the character is dropper, but I want to keep going.
unless that card face down is the Dragonflight Herald, which would mean that your entire series of dragons goes the wrong direction, you're in really good shape to win. At the end of round 1 and round 2, you have taken a commanding lead. You have turned this around in such a way that you feel pretty confident that unless the heart of the cards is against you, you're going to win. Now,
I never lose to cheaters.
that brings us to the final round of this match, the final clash. Dan and Matt, roll a d20.
Keto Cyber.
Are you also employed by him?
No, but I've got money on him
8.
winning.
Wait, we
Nah.
put money on this?
What are you doing for your final hand?
Money. Oh, cards. Okay.
These cards are trash anyway. I play 2 of my dragon energy cards into my flame furnace, which allows me to power 1 more card in my deck. I will sacrifice that card. By sacrificing my... Which one was it? Fucking... Oh. Volcanic's Apex Worm into the furnace. That allows me to play the card that was face down in my hand, Radagrazar, Arch Tyrant of Flame. And upon playing it in the attack mode from defense position, I immediately attack your life points directly for 4,000.
And you can see this Ragrazar alternate art epic from the Pact War. This is something that you had to travel all the way to Old Earth to obtain. This is a incredibly rare card.
You got that from a draft?
Now, make a sleight of hand check.
You just see stars in Gilly's eyes. Like, I did.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that.
I don't take the bet. I don't take the bet. I don't take it.
22. Almost all hope seems lost. You see your life plummeting, Dan. What are you doing with your final hand? How are you trying to preserve your life?
I am going to do another cheating move. I'm going to do another sleight of hand.
Hell yeah.
Because that's the only thing I got at this
That's what
point.
you got. Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
Okay, I don't look at this. All right. Heart of the cards. What is it?
15.
15 plus 3?
15 plus 3 for a total of 18.
Are we using initiative?
You are beginning to absolutely unravel. In this moment, you have no idea what to do. You know that you have cards that could help. You kind of fumble around. You look for something in your pockets that can help. Your hand closes around something that is not PGA graded. This is the only thing that you can slip in, and you pull out, of all of the things that you could potentially pull out, the insert from a Dragon Deathwave pack. This is not even a real card. This is the one that has the advertisements on it. This clearly demonstrates that you are cheating. And in this moment, because there was no other packs that were up for sale, you are the only possible person that could have had this. And you can see your life
did
total
that get in
hits
there?
negative 1,000 as you hear the comic store owner point to you and yell, "Cheater!
Get this piss out of my sight.
Disqualified!"
You were the one, Gideon.
Oh
you
my
were the
God.
one to beat Kento Saiba.
No.
Yes.
It certainly is what it seems.
No one wants to listen to what you're saying. Get out of here, cheater.
Out of here, cheater!
And indeed, as a
It's
cheater,
okay.
you are hustled out of the
Man.
Give me your
store.
card.
The crowd kicks you out. You're kicked out. It's like 12:30. You've been here for half an hour. You look around, and here in T-Town, it's like a dangerous place. You hear like gunshots off in the distance, and the next train isn't coming for an hour.
That sucks for getting it.
It sucks for Gideon. Gideon, you are a wealthy-looking person in a bad part of town.
Oh, it's on your phone.
Oh man.
Bye, Gideon!
You had an opportunity to not play a jobber, actually, and then unfortunately.
I'm happy to play a jobber. I literally specifically asked.
No, I know, but you had a
Damn.
chance. This brings us finally to Gibbs versus Scott, and you can see over the course of time, Gibbs is incredibly cerebral. Gibbs is one of the smarter people who is actually competing. And though their card deck is called Garbage Wizards, they have created a deck that, using just magician energy, this is something that there's no card that is more rare than rare. In fact, they only have one or two of them, but they have created a popper deck that is incredibly synergistic, using cards like the Archive Fire Conduit to make little cards like the Arcane Scavenger into things that are truly juggernauts. And by the second turn, you can see Scott like struggling to understand what's happening, never mind keep up. At the end, Gibbs is victorious, but Scott feels bad enough that Gibbs forfeits and takes Scott out for ice cream. This leaves only
of course.
3 competitors left,
On to
and
Gibbs.
Sammy says, naturally I'll take the bye, and so winner will be able to face me. And then they turn around and kind of look. Now, because it is 8 o'clock and a good place for us to step away for a quick break, as I pull together the final bracket here, this is where we're going to step away. You will see a countdown on your screen over there, and we'll be back at the end of it.
Time to do.
And howdy, folks. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, we're sort of playing Starfinder now. It's a little bit of a different version of Starfinder.
There are cards!
There are a lot of cards. So, in this Laser Monster Card Arena tournament, some of you have been more successful than others in this duel. Gilly, the Skittermander with a knack for making their own holographic images, has been eliminated from the tournament. Gideon, a collector of sorts, has been kicked out of the store.
The cheater.
Gibbs and Scott Dragonfist, after a successful game, but really more of a successful friendship, have gone off to get ice cream. And this leaves us with a single match before the finals against the comic shop owner themselves. Kiddo-san, you step up to one side of this Laser Monster Card Arena holographic projector arena. Spise, you step up onto the other side, seeing this individual. They are wearing absolutely no costume whatsoever. They're wearing their day clothes. They have just a single deck in their
Wait,
hand.
that white pointy vest?
Yeah.
Still
Your
very
day
pointy.
clothes? Okay.
But for you, in a absolute
High fashion
getup,
on
very
that
different on one side than the other. And for both of you, you can see the owner of the card shop say, "All right, this is the semifinal round, so whoever wins out of this one gets to face me for the ultimate prize. It's time to duel!" And he starts the match, and round one begins. Matt and Olive, can you please roll a d20?
Spice would like to yell across the arena.
You think you're gonna wear that to win? I don't think so.
You look terrible and shabby. And this is going to be a despairing taunt.
Make a will save.
It's an intimidate check for me. Oh! At the 6th level, you can spend 1 resolve, even if you fail. Or even if I fail, I'm gonna spend a resolve point to make it a success. So roll it. I just dare you.
Wait, what? I roll a save?
Who rolled what? Who's rolling?
I thought you rolled a
No,
check.
it's a spice check. The spiriting taunt.
Yeah, dispiriting taunt.
I think you've used this before.
A really long time
Yeah, I
ago,
remember
because
you
I've had it since level 6.
My feat, strong sense of self.
I fucking
gives
hate
me
your
a plus
character, man.
2 bonus
that's the point.
against
That's a heal.
compulsion
So you
effects,
are rolling...
charm effects, and afflictions using the mental track.
It's actually just
When you would be
me,
forced to
but
take
I don't
an
know
action
what
against your
save
will
is.
due to
I don't believe it's
compulsion
it's
So
effects.
it's a check to demoralize.
Yeah, and it would be
Yeah,
the
sucks
shaken
to suck,
condition.
Kaido.
So make a check.
Yeah, so I'm making an intimidate check.
Mhm.
Alright, so intimidation.
Spice.
Dun 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 dun.
It's against my
Where's
sense
I on
motive.
here? Intimidate. Ooh, nice. 29.
What's this?
In this moment, you are not able to intimidate the individual opposite you.
But she flourishes her raggedy malice outfit, uses a resolve point, and that failure becomes a success.
Less of a shaken from the intimidation, more of a shaken from the fact that this outfit is more revealing than the other ones in this store. You're distracted, perhaps not shaken, but that still has a -2 modifier attached to it.
Spice, you're so
So I have a -2 to checks.
To your there's an overall score that you're getting for each round, so it's a -2 to the score. So for round one, each of you roll a d20.
Dun 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 dun!
Oh, is that a persistent -2?
Damn.
It's aspiring taunt. Oh, God.
You have to teach kiddos Cyber the heart of the cards.
Oh, no. Spice thinks to herself,
What was your roll?
18.
18.
he's a formidable opponent for...
And Keta, you get to go first.
Well, since I'm starting off, I guess I'll make this quick. I summon my Dragonflight Herald, which allows me to play one other monster in my hand. I'm going to place this card in defense mode and end my turn. Your move, whatever you are.
Damn. Go ahead and make an intimidation or cultures check, your choice.
I'm gonna make a cultures check, which I'm better at. Dirty 20?
Dirty 20, okay. You feel as if your face down card may have given you a little bit of a modifier to this, but we'll see what that ends up being. With that -2, you still feel pretty positive about your overall opening hand. Spise, you see these cards put in the face down. You see this creature, a tiny dragon, banners flying behind it, placed in the attack position. What are you doing? And howdy, Talon.
Spice cowers a little bit and she goes, that was a great move. I don't know how I'm gonna follow that. And she's going to visibly look stressed out, but inside her mind she goes, this chump thinks he can win against me. I've been planning with this deck all day. So, she'll raise up her Void Smoke Matron. I will play Void Smoke Matron in the defense mode because your cards are so big and scary. But also, I'm going to play this card face down, and it will reveal itself on your next turn.
She's not Yugi, she's Mai.
You place this card down and you can see suddenly illuminating from this battlefield the matron themselves and then this black mist, this particulate effect that flows around Spice's side of the battlefield. It swathes the rest of the creatures that might show up on the battlefield in this sort of protective aura. For that, yeah.
Bluff check.
Make a bluff check.
She's fucking lying because
Sure.
she is confident that she gonna win this.
Is this? Do I get to do a sense motive?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
You can
Oh,
see the
this
crowd
is
goes, Spice!
Do they? Because she's cowering. She's pretending to lose. Okay, let's see here.
I just want Spice to win.
Pops
As
is a plant
the
in the crowd.
actual character playing, I hope I win. This
I was
is
just
bluff.
like, I think I'm gonna go do something else. Sneaks over with a mustache.
Gilly's just like leaning down and
24.
explaining
24.
the rules of the
Yep.
game to this bald guy who appeared.
With a 24, you cower. You play this card, you shrink back, and for you, Kaiba, you can see that this is somebody who might be trying to have some kind of a bluff. It's hard to tell. It's so fake
What's your
that it
deal?
might be real. But in this moment, it's hard to tell who has the higher
Such
ground.
weirdos at these
You
things.
seem to be winning, but with the fog that is illuminated from the matron, it's hard to see exactly what they're playing. That brings us into the second round of play, to creating more board presence or combo tension. For you, Keto, you have board presence already. You can build upon that. For you, Spice, you are working on a combo. Each of you roll a d20.
Dun, dun, dun,
3.
dun. 13.
Spice, in this moment now, as the fog illuminates around your battlefield, what card turns face up? What happens for this round?
Your turn activates my Covenant Reverse. So your cards turn into my cards.
Oh!
You get a trashy Void Smoke Matron, and I get whatever is
Oh!
card.
Not quite.
What? Okay.
So for you,
It
Spice,
also allows me to draw my... What do I have here? Canyon Drake! Summoned to the field.
Oh!
so Spice, make a culture check.
Okay. Ha!
It's the
Covenant
wants to meet
reverse
girl
for
who's
you.
still here.
Just random people in the crowd.
Nice. Okay, let's see. This is going to be a culture, you say?
Yes.
39.
With a 39, you can feel the cards beginning to shift. You were just a little bit behind before with this matron, not quite as strong as the rest of the board presence, but that seems to be shifting and changing. Matt, what are you doing?
Wait just a second.
Oh. I activate.
Whenever my face down card is attacked or affected by another card in the defense position, my tyrant, my Blaze Fang tyrant, gets to nullify that effect with a Starfire baptism.
Not the Starfire baptism.
This is a rare interrupt card, and it's a chance to potentially pull the monsters back to his side.
Not only that, but that allows me to summon a pyroclastic boom.
Damn, pyroclastic, boom.
And so not only could this reverse the fates of
That's an uncommon
Keto's
card. That's not very
turn,
good.
but what it can do in this context is it could additionally damage the lone creature that Spise has. This could leave Spise completely defenseless.
Not only that, but with all of these in place, it allows me to play another thermal cascade engine that allows me to summon now a magma vor tyrant,
Yep.
which when played
Sir,
takes all
there's still
dragon
another
guards
round.
on the field
Are you
to
gonna
the
have enough cards?
fealty of my team.
Spice drops composure. She's like, wait, you're drawing too many.
Make a cultist check.
cheating! He drew too many on his turn.
All moves are legal here.
This is some real chat bullshit. Fucking dancing on the ceiling. Same energy as the dancer.
Hey,
Damn.
we all want to try, man.
That's okay.
Sometimes we just try in a nice
I've
way.
set myself up, but that's a natural one.
Good, good.
And
Hard
the
as
move
a
that
card.
you are
Okay.
going for, you get about halfway through all of these things. You are using what?
No, that doesn't
You are
work.
trying to use a gambit called the Voltaic Cascade, and about halfway through your narration, you realize that you are missing one card that you need.
Wait.
You are missing one dragon energy that would be critical to this playing. This is the equivalent of not playing an island at the start of your turn and realizing that you are one energy short as you put your
I don't
cards
show it
down.
on my face, though.
And so at the end, everybody else is like waiting and waiting, but the final move never strikes. And for you, Spise, as you get into the end of the second round, there is an opening. Each of you has won one of these rounds, and you find yourself at parity going into the home stretch. Though each of you seems to have about even board presence, each of you is on the cusp of completing a very large combo. Only one person can win. Can each of you roll a d20?
I feel like Sammy's just like in the crowd narrating like a Tristan character to like the two kids just hanging out and also Gilly.
Come on, Spice.
I'm trying to see if Spice can pull any fun, shady shit that won't jeopardize her. It doesn't seem so. Nothing I can do in combat will get me without getting kicked out of this tournament. All right, here
Just
we go.
choke slam him right off the match.
Sleight of hand. What's that invisible hand? Rip up his cards.
She flourishes her cybercorp orbiter, whatever it's called, whispers to her cards.
Disc player card, disc cyber orb.
So
Cyber
many
orb.
words.
I need you guys to show up for me now. I must win this match. 9.
Part of the cards is spoken.
Cultures check for a total of.
Oh, a cultures check on that
Yeah.
one?
You don't get to re-roll it.
No,
she
I
gets
Fuck.
add to mine because of the cultures check.
Damn.
Okay, if
She's
it's
an
culture,
envoy, baby.
31.
With a 31,
Our
you
level 6 character stand no chance.
flourish your disc player card, disc cyber orb, and in this moment, the cards shuffle. You use this once per game feature, and you hope that the heart of the cards has the only card that can help you. In this moment, Spice, you know that if you draw the Scorch-Eyed Butcher, you might stand a chance.
Come on.
Roll a D100, or no, sorry, this is a 31, that is your move. Keto, what are you doing to defend against this monster that strikes with the power that you wield?
I play.
You gotta roll a D100.
Me?
No, he
No.
said
No,
Not
sorry,
yet.
I already done.
you got a little too excited.
I got too excited.
Okay.
I play one card face down, and then I activate my. Which one was it? Fuck. Lens of Deep. Oh, sorry, no. Bloodscale Roost, which, when activated with both my tyrants on the field, allow me to play all wormlings or worm creatures in my deck, which allows me to summon 3 Cindergut wormlings.
Ooh, shh.
That's generally regarded as a dick move.
That's so many cards.
I play my final card face down and
running out of
end
table
my
space.
turn.
Now,
called
this
deck building.
card,
Is this the third round?
this is the third round. It all comes down to this. What skill are you trying to leverage to succeed?
Oh, jeez. My diplomacy.
Make a diplomacy check.
He's played a hand so pathetic and so underhanded that he's just like,
Okay,
please,
that's okay.
please let me win.
Formidable opponent.
With a 31, it is like time slows down. And in this moment, you summon this butcher card that streaks across the battlefield. The power goes out in the entire block as the cyber deck takes on all of the resources of this neighborhood. The entire comic store glows bright.
It's
You
really
can see the
shitty.
Martian
I go
Comics
across the
neon
street.
bursts and breaks
Good cover.
into the actual window. And in this moment, the butcher meets with these Cindergut wormlings. These wormlings are striking on. And in this brief moment, each of you is tied at exactly the same amount. You can play one more card. What card do you choose?
Spice is panting on the other side.
Matt and Olive. You can choose one more card by name to play. Each of these cards has a value associated with it. There is but one card that will certainly win each of you this deck. Which card are you playing? And it may not be the rarest card.
How are the cards? How are the cards?
Can it be any of the cards?
Any of the cards that you have, or if you want to make a sleight of hand check, you could try to cheat one in.
No, Spice cares about this game too much to cheat, and she already prayed to her heart of the cards. She looks at her deck longingly, being like, we've already got the butcher laid out on the field. My void smoke matron has been defeated, and my canyon drake is not looking good. I can't believe all of these wormlings have taken me out, but I trust in myself, and I trust in my deck.
That I got in a
And
draft.
she draws Mark of the Dark Bargain and lays it down. Says nothing. And gets a decent roll.
What did you roll?
I don't know. What am I adding to it?
Is it just a d20?
Yeah,
What is the roll?
12.
Okay. And then what card are you playing?
You attacked my wormlings, eh?
It wasn't an attack.
Then he's just played a card.
Yeah.
Well,
I did not attack because my cards were not doing so well, and I knew you have played 1,000 cards on the field, which is barely legal. So I thought ahead.
that's no
How can you
matter.
beat me now, Seto?
When all else fails, flame wing dive bomb. I attack your entire field, destroying all creatures in the front row on both sides, including mine. My wormlings are sacrificed to my face down card. Another flame-bound furnace plate, which when receiving the blood of the dragon allows me to play again.
Weren't they just told to play one card?
Arc Tyrant of Flame.
Do we need to get another table for
And
you
it
guys?
burns.
Roll a d20.
Let me go get the leaf for the table.
I'm pretty sure our orcs can't handle
Natural
that.
20. No!
Wait, Spice goes, are you sure that was a natural 20? And jinxes you.
Yes! Yes!
Wait,
Roll it
is that
again!
a spell?
No, it's not. It's an
Yes!
ability for Lashintas, you fuck!
Spice.
And you don't have it because she's bigger than you!
Once per day is a reaction. You are within 15.
Yes!
It's a the heart of the cards decides.
I don't think that's gonna work!
13 plus, what am I adding?
Nothing.
This is nothing.
13!
That
The heart
has
of the
me
cards.
But Mark of the Dark Bargain.
And with Mark of the Dark Bargain, that is a card that would normally have won you the game. With this Inferno dive bomb dropping in, destroying both front rows of monsters, Dark Bargain ties their life to yours, and with both of you being so low, this would have initiated a tie. But that flame plate,
Oh, it's because you have 1,000
it bounces
cards.
just a single point.
Spice drops to her knees.
And with
dramatically.
1 health left, Keto Saiba is the victor.
Boo!
Winning by literally 1 point.
I must say, you put up a good fight with such a trash deck.
Seto.
So the mechanics of scoring are pretty wild in this. 216 to 217 was the final score.
Wow.
The closest before that was 222 to 118. So that was
Wow.
much closer from a mechanic standpoint.
Nice. Nicely played.
Very well done. So in this moment, the power goes out in the comic book store. The block is without power. You'd imagine back at the laundromat, Bubbles is just losing their mind.
Oh,
two
and all our
androids are like-
holograms
Androids are like,
drop
what the
down.
fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Androids
absolutely.
are both like just like.
But in this moment, Keto, you have won the opportunity to compete for the Ultimate Championship. Spike.
I forfeit.
Nice.
What?
I know what you're up to here. I've gotten what I came for. And I walk out.
Phenomenal.
Does that mean
You walk out. You can see Sammy goes, I guess I'm the victor. No! All right.
No!
Then he goes
I
over.
call for a surrender match.
Yes.
You and I,
Yes.
Sammy, must
Yes.
play to the end.
Yes, yes,
Make a
yes.
diplomacy check.
That was a thing. That was in volume 270,000.
The crowd just goes, yo! Come on, come on.
Dun 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 dun. 33.
The 33.
Come on.
He squints his eyes at you and he says, "You really think you could beat me?"
I may just be just a rookie, but I am ready for the final match.
Well, I hope you're ready to feel the power within Uranus! And he slaps his card deck down.
Whoa,
and
this
you
guy
can
is no
see
joke.
He has created, even within the draft, a Defenders of Uranus deck. And he sets this up. This is the final match, Spice, with the Keto stepping aside, apparently. And you calling Sammy out in front of the rest of the crowd. You have earned a single shot. The heart of the cards potentially behind you. Is anybody... So, in this moment now, the shop sort of splits. The two of you have left.
Well,
Sorry, you left.
before I leave, though, I want to walk past Spice and be like, just so you know, duelist to duelist, he's got a rigged deck.
Pray for me then, Seto. I
This might
trust
help.
you.
And I am going to pass over a couple of cards.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
Phenomenal. Okay. Little collaboration happening. Anybody else doing anything? And I'll say Spice, for sake of ease,
These are
that's
trash
going to
anyway.
be a
I have $1 billion to buy cards.
that is a +2 modifier to this game for you.
For
Use
all
it.
of my rolls?
Yes, for having Keto's cards to
Seto,
help you.
I
Seto's
owe
cards.
you one.
That's not my name.
And they walk out. A little bell rings.
Keto, fuck. I just met you today. I'm sorry.
Anybody else? Anything that you want to do?
I'm looking. Hold on. I don't play a character like this normally.
No worries. So, Spice, roll a d20.
I have one of, because Spice bet against Gilly and won one of their cards. And I'm just going to pick a random one from your deck to have one.
Okay. Easy to
I gave
do.
you the engine thing that allowed me to like call a dead character.
Oh, engine, dead character. Great. Alright, that's in my deck. Let Olive redo her deck here because this is important.
Sure.
And I'm fighting for
What was
my
your
life
D20
out
roll?
here. I didn't roll one yet.
Just roll one real quick.
Okay, D20. Heart of the cards. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Sorry.
Fantastic.
My float.
So, Spice, you get to start.
This battle means everything, Spice. We cannot lose now. Pray to your god, Hylax. It's an honor to battle with Sammy, and win this match.
She looks at her cards, considering her hands extremely seriously, and she takes a deep breath and plays.
It's a Pokemon card.
I just one Pokemon card in there.
Well,
Not a sponsor.
All right, we're gonna keep that
When
in
the
there.
card is upside down.
Oh no, it's not.
I like the idea of playing it like a Magic the Gathering tournament, but your opponent is holding random fucking cards.
Yeah.
A credit card, a Sam's Club card. Yeah.
No random
Sammy,
piece.
it's an honor to battle you, and I am going to start you off easy. I'm going to play the Scorch-Eye Butler in attack mode, which allows me to draw the Chain of Boughs. I am going to attach that to my Blood Eye Scorcher, which allows me to draw Gorgeous the Mad, an older card, but a faithful one in my deck. Lastly, I am going to put one card face down. And I will end my turn, Sammy.
You can see he smiles. Go ahead and roll a cultures check.
This is her honestly sweating
Yes.
now, being like, I'm playing this for real. The stakes are so high. Nice. Okay.
Can I say
Great.
when Gilly handed over their card, they placed a magic mark on the card that they gave to Spise.
Sure.
Okay. So for cultures, it's a 41.
Nice!
One. You have set up, when you built this deck, this was a perfect starting hand. And so with this, you play exactly what you want. If you could have chosen cards to play, these would have been them. This is perfect for you. Sammy smiles and says, an older card, but like you said, faithful. And I believe in faith. So I play 2 ever-breathing soldiers in the defense position. And he slides them on, and you can see these robotic soldiers kind of set up and put these shields down. And then Sammy says, and I play 1 more card face down. And they slide it across the table. And I end my turn. And they make a check. Okay. Spise. What are you doing next? You can see there are these 2 soldiers standing in front of this face down card.
Ugh. I'm so nervous about that face down card. I think it's a trap. So I have to play smart this round, or else I'm going to lose. And I can't have him attacking my health points. So here goes nothing. I use my Gorgeous the Mad to attack your face down card. And with that, I am going to play Cursed Obsidian Seal on the board, which allows me to draw the one and only Yellow Eyes Drift Dragon to the field.
Okay. So with that, I would say
I remember
make
that
a we'll call this
When did you get that one?
from way early on.
Yeah, it was the first one.
It
Yeah, I remember
was-
that one.
And I've got
To pull that perfect card, this is a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Okay. Sleight of hand. Oh, nice. Okay. Heart of the cards, baby. Heart of the cards. Let's see. 22?
22. You play this card, you put down Drift Eyes,
Yellow Eyes Drift Dragon.
Yellow Eyes Drift Dragon.
I
He kind
played
of-
it before. My steady card.
There you go.
Oh, and with that, I activate Engine Dead character, which is the thing that Gilly gave me.
Nice.
Engine Dead character.
Engine dead character.
That's what I wrote
Interesting.
down.
That's
On top of my Yellow Eyes Drift Dragon as Ultra Protection and adds a plus 1,000 to its attack bonus.
Was it an Echo Form recall?
it. It was.
Good.
It was a quantum rupture engine.
Quantum rupture engine. Okay,
Quantum
fantastic.
ruptured, so a little quantum ruptured engine appears in the middle of the drift eyes.
Ooh.
It does, but then you see Sammy smile.
No.
And he says, because of my face down card, your attack on it directly summons 2 of my defenders of Uranus. And you can see 2 more of these soldiers pop up on either side of the everlasting soldiers. They then smile again, and they say, using the momentum generated by your play, I summon a moon of Uranus.
No!
And with the gravity well generated
A
by the moon
dingleberry!
of Uranus, I pull up a shield of 1,000 errors and end my turn. And they make an engineering check.
In the
Sammy's
back
really good
of
at
your
this.
mind, you hear something that Keto didn't say. Use the card.
And in this moment, you can feel this card that is face down, it pulses. It is powerful. It is building.
No.
There is a combo on the cusp of completing. This brings us to the 3rd round. You feel like you are tied, but there is something in the works here that you do not like. And you feel like you might be just a bit on the back foot. Spice, what are you doing for your final turn?
She thinks about how Gilly's card had helped her not die. She thinks about Seto Kaiba. Keto Saiba, sorry. Keto,
Legally distinct.
legally distinct,
Not the card.
has given her maybe a card that she will draw from her next deck. And so she takes a deep breath. For Gibbs, for Mosaic Team 5,
No.
for Shade,
No,
for
don't say
Echo.
no. She thinks that.
I like that you're just saying it out loud. You can see Gilly's recording the whole thing.
know,
Has
yeah.
your permission for
No,
it.
she doesn't say anything.
Who are these
You
people?
just see her posing in a prayer position, and she closes her eyes, and she will draw
Echo Form Recall.
Oh!
The card that I needed.
You have one too.
For this, yeah, it's a real card game that I built.
I didn't know she had one too. That's the one that I used to pull the
Yes.
teddy
and
bear.
you see her from the Shadow Realm. An eerie redness comes up across the field. The same speckly, star-spangled hurricane starts overwhelming the battlefield, and we see a giant celestial rabbit screech onto the field as Spice draws Crimson Halo Revenant! The Shadow Realm!
For this, roll a D100. Yes,
Can we say that she gets a plus modifier for the magic mark on the quantum engine?
absolutely.
Yeah!
You take a total +4 conditional modifier
On
for
top of the
this.
+2 from Seto?
Correct. This is
Nice.
this is going to be an engineering check. This is
Kind of
all
exactly,
about
yeah.
pulling together this complex combination of cards
Those I
using the various
Distinct.
elements from other decks as well, and on top of all of that, pulling from the Shadow Realm.
Okay.
Let's go, Spise.
I have a thing for this, so I can use my cultures dice. Let's see. Where is it?
At this moment, what is the crowd doing?
At this moment, the crowd is holding their breath. This is everything on the line for this one
holding
play.
their
You
breath,
can
kid.
see Sammy is smiling. They are holding 2 cards in their hand. They already know what they're going to do.
Where is it? It's called Tech Familiarity.
hmm
Blah, 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 blah. You can use your culture to identify hybrid magic or technological items. as
I
if
will
you were
allow it.
using-
Absolutely.
Yes!
So make a cultures check.
You see, she's been studying these cards as if it were a piece of a car? Question mark? Anyway.
A piece of card.
Nice! You think that your soldiers over there can defeat me, Sammy? I don't think so. Crimson Halo Revenant, use Undead Beam!
Nice.
There is
For-
this opening within this creature's mouth, and then this huge red beam erupts across the space. in this moment, you can see Sammy smiles and they say, "You've fallen into my trap. I can now play the splitting of Uranus on my face down card. The power within Uranus." And they flip this over, and in this moment,
Hey,
yes.
some people are into that.
So the total of my roll. Dun 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 dun. +2 from Seto. +4 from Gilly.
Keto and Gilly.
Keto and Gilly. I'm so sorry.
Phone.
32 on my cultures roll. Right? Yes.
You can see as they pull this card from the top of the deck and flip it over, if this card is the splitting of Uranus, you will lose the game.
No.
If it is anything else, you will win. I'm about to roll a dice. Based on your check, if it is a 17 or up, they win.
Roll it on the table.
17 are up.
Roll it on the table.
Roll it. 8!
This card over, and all it is a Uranus Buster Cannon. All it does is just a simple 100 damage to one of your creatures, and your Crimson Revenant just fires it, deflects it right off, and you see Sammy's health reduced to 0 as the beam strikes them, and you can hear from the other side Sammy just go, "No! All right, you won." You're like, but the music is blaring. You can see the lights have like finally started to kick back on. And Spise, you have won the Laser Monster Card Arena Tournament. You can see through the window this pervert still staring with their special glasses at the prize pile, which almost certainly has a good prize within it. And in this moment, you are out of combat.
Oh my god, Spice drops to her knees and thanks the goddess Hylax for this opportunity and this blessing that she has received for playing Monster Card Arena.
Not the heart of the
Absolutely.
cards, huh?
The
I mean, it
goblin
is a monster.
It's all the same
Yeah.
card.
Sammy, that was a brilliant fight and an honor to battle against you.
You can see Sammy nods and just says, "That was crazy. I thought I was gonna win. Nobody's ever survived a Uranus Buster straight to the face. So,
I've seen it all,
congratulations."
baby. I've seen it all.
They go over and they pull out this big. So you've seen them only on like store shelves. It's the entire box of booster packs from the Data Arcanum set. And they hand it to you, and you can see on the top, shrink wrap to it, there is a rare card that you can only get when you buy one of these boosters. And right now, in 2250, if you think scalping is bad in this day and age, in 2250, you need to know the person that imagines the card to be able to get one. It's pretty tough to get. So this is rare. From this pack, you would get
I've never seen. Oh, so into taking notes in this game.
This is I have an entire page dedicated to the cards that I have collected over this entire campaign. This is extremely serious.
This is the next campaign.
I would love that. Strictly Monster Card Arena.
So there is a very rare card that is a variant on the Midnight Mutt. And this is Midnight Mutt with a little asterisk next to it. And in the same way that Pokemon cards have like an EX version, this is the EX version of the Midnight Mutt. When combined with the Midnight Mystic, this reptilian dog-like creature is able to summon things from outside the realm of possibility. And you you can see that there's a little asterisk. This needs to be connected to an official Laser Monster Card Arena to gain the full benefits. This, you imagine, will probably update with future sets. But Sammy says, "Take good care of her. I had my eyes on it because they haven't really come out yet. I'll get one too, I'm sure. But that's pretty cool."
Spice will reach out her hand for an extremely firm handshake.
Absolutely. Yeah, he shakes it back. His hand is really sweaty.
So is Spice. Spice is drenched in sweat.
No problem. You shake his hand and you are the victor. You collect your cards. And over the course of like opening these, you get the entire Data Arcanum set.
Wow.
I can't. What? I literally can't believe it. This is an honor and a privilege, and I don't think I've ever battled as hard in this entire campaign. I put my heart into this battle tonight.
He smiles and he points over at the Skittermander and he says, yeah, well, good thing Gilly got it all on tape and it's going to be up on the infosphere so you can go watch and tell your friends, everybody's going to see this.
Can I get your autograph? And Gilly holds up a Triune Warden to guard an autograph.
Spise does the most, like, elaborate and long scribble. It's obviously illegible, but then she'll be like, XOXOXO, love you so much, battle, and it'll be like all these, like a paragraph of scribbles.
It blacks out the entire card. You can't even read it
you can't
anymore.
even read it anymore.
Unusable in play.
Yeah. It's been an honor to play with you, hon.
Gilly is crushed, but also kind of into it. Gilly is confused.
Yeah, absolutely. Gilly goes home to discover some things about themselves. But for the rest of you, it is about 2 p.m. on this Saturday. The androids back at the laundromat have successfully completed repairs. What are the rest of you doing? Power goes out briefly and then sputters back on. You hear Spise shriek in a way that is not concerning. Well, not mission-related concerning.
Joyous shriek.
What was the cause of that mysterious
Make an
power
engineering
fluctuation?
Bubs is gonna
I wish
be next
to seek
Shade,
it out.
asking him, what was that?
Damn, I'm gonna use my engineer.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Are you using a once-a-day reroll on a who turned out the lights check?
Yeah,
I used
we're
it on
only
a.
gonna be. We're
I
only
wanna
gonna
win
be
this
here
game.
for the next. It's like halfway through the day. We're not doing anything else today. We're just healing up.
Echo
This is
just wants to
this
do
is
a
the
sense
rest day.
motive.
It's engineering.
I can do a sense motive.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong character sheet. I was like, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not my
35.
modifier.
I know
35.
exactly who this
You
is.
hear the shriek almost before the power goes out, and those things coinciding so closely, you would imagine. It's Spise.
Echo's like in the middle of tightening a screw on their
Oh, the
wrist. They're just
power
like,
was Spice.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Shade, all the machines are down. Oh wait, no, they're back up again. Okay. That was weird.
We do have a generator somewhere.
So anything that you all wish to do over the course of the tournament happenings?
Once Echo has gotten repaired and power is back and everything is fully functional, Echo had wanted to like get a who's who again of the like the Edict of Junk members and just kind of do like a little.
Yeah, I feel like we probably would have been working on like next.
Yeah, Bubs would probably be
steps
into that as well.
as we're repairing.
Bubs would probably kind of, I guess, could we say we're in like the bottom of the, or actually no, is it busy today in the laundromat?
So are you bringing them into this?
I mean, Echo and Shade are next to each other repairing. So if Bubs is like upstairs
Yeah, Bubs
with
was
us,
asking about
Okay.
the repairs for the laundry machines. when the
yeah.
power
So if
went
we're all in the same spot, Echo is like just kind of doing a infosphere search to look up like articles featuring the Edict of Junk.
Sure, make a culture check.
So go ahead.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Not great.
The biggest thing that you would find out about them, you know that their leader, the primary education machine, is created by a company called the Gen Machina Corporation. And roughly 30% of the population of the Edict of Junk is from that sort of production line. Not all primary education machines, but from that company. Outside of that, not a whole lot else, aside from just little bits of like really more propaganda than information. People talking about how they have like robot dogs and robot crops and things like that.
Echo's like desperately trying to sift through all the junk, but it's just like every once in a while the lights flicker, there's a boom, there's some ridiculous, "You've activated my trap card" from like across the block, and they're just like
Yeah. You look out, you can see Spise like shrieking at the top of the stairs. There's some creepy looking dude just looking in the window.
I feel like
But yeah.
Gibbs walks by with Scott and they're just like chatting about shooting the shit, licking ice cream.
Gibbs has a trash bag full of melting ice cream and is just like scooping handfuls out. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Anything else that you're doing when you kind of review this information?
So the Edict of Junk has taken over an area that was previously occupied.
Vaguely. They took over a hazardous waste treatment facility.
But who was the owner of that hazardous waste treatment facility?
The United Solar Republic.
Okay. Cool. So that doesn't work. So I think we would probably be forced into pursuing a more diplomatic route with the Edict of Junk.
Echo's just trying to get a list of like who to talk to.
Trying to find, I think Shade would look into more what their like ideological goals are and stuff like that.
Make a cultures check.
Hey, that's pretty good on the die.
For a total of 3?
Well, no, it's a flat roll because I have 0 diplomacy for a 19.
For a 19, they are very
Oh, sorry,
pro...
it was cultures?
Yes.
That's actually a 24.
Hey, they're very pro-isolation.
Gained some culture.
They're very much radical freedom for technology. Part of their living an Amish-like existence is if, sort of through their view, it's a very small leap between abusing an android and abusing an appliance. And it's with that ethical kind of concern, they choose to use less technology. Outside of that, not a lot learned with that role.
Bubs is gonna go. Oh, so me and Gibbs, we learned a couple things from Woo Boo's friend. So basically, one of the leaders is they're called the Prime Education Machine 101, and they really seem like, like pretty like devout, and they're like, I don't know if it's like a religion or like a philosophy, but the person we talked to was like an ex-member, so I don't know if we should maybe mention we got this information from them, but I do think we might have a bargaining chip for them that might serve their purposes and might serve our purposes.
Go on.
I was talking to basically what was the name of that machine that I met with Boo Boo? I forget the name. It's
Is the Prime Education Machine
101. That's
You met Dace.
Dace, yes, Dace. So I was talking with
Android. Not machine.
this android named Dace, and so they mentioned that they're actually trying to get to a location. 1 second. Oh, here's my notes. There was an old community building. It was a dream that they had. It's a dream that they wish they could just recapture. It was called Lilac 1. And I feel like maybe if we can possibly get them access to that place, the place is overrun with gangs and or something. I couldn't really understand what Dace was talking about. He said it was overrun with something, but if we could possibly clear out that place for them, there's a chance that they'd be willing to move and we could take up residency in their old place. And the pumping station would be ours. Refinery place.
Do any of these things mean anything? Lilac?
Lilac 1 certainly does
Prime
to
Education
you.
Machine?
All of you have walked through the Lilac Dream Community Project. This is a series of ruined kind of piles of rubble and skeleton of buildings, save one. There was one that looked almost bizarrely untouched, save the sort of turrets that stood at either corner, save the bridge that you would need to cross to get there. It is a 5-story building, steel security shutters down across most windows, many of them kind of cleaned up relatively recently, in fact. There's a chasm that drops down surrounding it, almost like a moat, and inside of it there's a lot of wrecked vehicles, things like that. You have walked by this very place, a good couple 100 feet away from it, but you'd walked by it several times now on the way to the fighting pits.
So, basically, I think we could possibly make that trade with them. But I don't know if we could possibly. I mean, it's not a problem for Mosaic Team 5, to clear out this place. But I don't even know if it's like someone will be fighting. It just seems like it's just booby trapped for no reason. At least that's what they seem to say.
That seems unlikely, but we could find out more about this by trying to go and speak with them first.
Yeah. They said that they're very open to trading, so if we possibly go there, with the means of intent of trade, we could possibly just set something up.
In this rare instance, I think Shade and I might have a better chance of an opening move.
Given our android nature, it is likely that they are more amenable to working with us.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
We can pose as traders, if that is an appropriate avenue.
Yeah.
Our first trade will not be as high value as clearing out their area, but perhaps we can use our information to our advantage once we have more knowledge from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can Bubs do an infosphere to see who owned Lilac 1 before?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Make a cultures check.
Is the Prime Education Machine, it sounds like it would be a computer program similar but not as
Like spending it.
probably
Everybody.
developed
Are we gonna
as
do
the
anything else
director.
Make a computers check.
Are we going to do anything else today, Joe? Or are we going to...
There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
I didn't roll that bad. What would you say, Joe? Cultures?
Yes.
15 plus 13 is
28.
28, yes.
With a 28, as you search the infosphere for information about the Lilac Community Dreams Project,
Yeah.
at a time, it was owned by something called the Lilac Community Consortium, which has since gone out of business, which makes sense. Kind of looking at the pictures on the infosphere, this was just destroyed by gang activity and abandoned after far too much money was lost and security refused to even go to the construction sites. And so who owns it? Technically, the city of Aphrodite, though there has been a lot of kind of, well, it's right on the edge of T-Town. No, technically this belongs in Ward 4. Nobody wants to take possession of it in its current state. Yeah, that's what you would find.
45.
With the 45, the primary education machine is not a program like the director. There really isn't other programs like the director. The primary education machine is a machine that was designed, or an android that was designed by this company to educate young children all the way back on Old Earth. This one in particular is one of only 101 that were made. And so relatively rare, relatively uncommon. And there was a recall, actually almost 100 years ago now. And so they are very uncommon to find.
And
Recalls don't happen of androids anymore. It's kind of a dark part in humanity's history.
yeah. So this was, you said it was 101?
Yes.
So it's the last one off the production line, presumably?
Correct.
So that's probably the one that caused the recall also, presumably.
Perhaps.
All right, so something to be aware of and wary.
With that check, though, a primary education machine. There's something about what is happening in the Lilac Dreams Consortium. Those turrets, booby traps is not quite the right word. There's something much more organized about what you saw walking by there. And that tugs at something in your memory, but you're not sure what. And that is what you find out.
Shade looks about the same, but somewhat visibly disturbed
Shade, what's wrong? You look like you're confused or something, or puzzled.
There's something about Lilac 1. It is undesirable, yet for the edict to want it, the prime education machine more specifically. But I'm lacking information.
Well, I just looked it up, and Bubs is gonna show like the infosphere. Apparently, it's just used to be owned by, the city of Mars, but I mean, not the city, Mars in itself. But I don't really think it's anything special. I mean, do you?
When Bubbles shows you the pictures and the reports that Bubbles pulled up with the 41 on your computer's check, you notice something peculiar. There are a couple of places where the photos have been updated again and again and again on the infosphere. In this day where data is so easy to exchange, stories are updated as new information comes in. And the last time that this was updated was 3/08/2250, just a couple months ago. And the picture that is on this does not show turrets, and it does not show a bridge. There has been revision done to this structure in the last 2 months.
There, Bubbles, go back.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Bubs hits the back button. Yeah, this one?
This photograph was updated on March 8th, 2250.
Interesting.
A little more than 3 months ago now, actually.
Oh, well, why is that a big deal? Is something different about it?
There are no turrets.
Oh, you're right.
Why would an apartment building need turrets?
What happened on that day?
For free, you were on your way out of a Harbinger robotics facility.
Harbinger Robotics may be involved. That lines up with the same day that we discovered things.
I think this preempted Echo.
I was gonna say Echo is
We
so
fought some
confused.
Harbinger Robotics robots in a laser tag arena that had basically gone rogue.
Yeah.
But we kind of like lifted off the first layer of what was clearly a deeper like corporate espionage, corporate shady business dealings things going on. But we kind of were like, good luck with that, Doctor. And have not really followed that thread with Harbinger, but have kept Harbinger kind of as a player in mind.
In
since
all of
then.
Echo's like
Fair?
courier times where they were like just kind of lifting pieces of information and trading it, has Echo heard anything about this?
Make a cultures check. And I would say take a -6 conditional modifier. Mostly because you're... Yeah.
Could I reduce the DC of cultures checks to recall knowledge about the criminal underworld by 5?
No.
Damn.
No.
And that gives you information, I think,
It's
as
not
well.
criminal, which
Not
is...
criminal underworld.
What does that even mean?
Streaking is criminal, but it's not criminal underworld.
So 31 minus 6, you said?
Correct.
25.
25. With the 25, not specifically this, but you've heard Harbinger Robotics, truly cutting edge robotics. They make the best of the best. And there have been reports of many of their machines going missing. There are conspiracy theories, of course, that Harbinger has programmed them to like run on home and just, they call it something, they call it the Owen Gambit. You're not sure why, but based off of some old sci-fi uncle who bought the same droid twice. But a way for Harbinger to increase their products. You're not sure if there's truth to that. You couldn't find anything to confirm it one way or the other.
Harbinger has been sighted with old Pleiades tech as well.
Then it is more likely that they are involved.
I think a visit is required before we attempt to glean any further information.
I agree. But this is good information to have before we attempt to interact with the Edict of Junk.
Bubbles, what is it you said that they were most interested in trading, aside from location?
Oh, well, usually they like old tech. It's similar to, Gibbs, kinda, but...
So I suppose we just show up.
That may be good enough.
It's weird that you bring up what happened on that Harbinger facility. Did you guys ever, look into what happened with that kid Mateo and Elise, his mom?
We didn't get a contact info.
Wow, this is so
we
old.
We didn't get contact info. Or
yeah, no, we didn't. Bob's just gonna infosphere just to see if anything made the news from that day, and if there's been any firings or anything like that.
Damn, this is from episode 4.
Yeah, I know, I keep
a while ago, but there was nothing on the infosphere that indicated anything suspicious to Shade.
So make a cultures check.
This one I might use my one today reroll. Oh no, I rolled good. That's a 18 plus 13 is 31. Yeah, 18 plus 13.
Year puzzles.
With the 31.
No, that's a 41.
41?
Yeah, 18 plus 13 is 41. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm bad at that.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
18 plus 13 is 31.
31.
Yeah, sorry, okay. Yeah.
Okay. You find information about the Fukumoto family.
Yeah.
About Dan, Elise, and Mateo, their son. You find that they have not so recently, maybe about 2 months ago, moved.
Yeah.
Away from this place that they had been before, away from the Fade Star system, and to a place perhaps to maybe enjoy an early retirement. Aura's Bay is a great place to relax.
Damn.
Enjoy the surf.
Okay.
It's all
See
coming
the
up
sun.
beach episode.
Yeah, I couldn't really find much. It says they moved to Oris Bay. That can't be right.
Make a sense motive check.
That's
Could they be held
17.
against their will? Because if I remember, she was not super down with what was going on.
17 plus 5 is 23.
With the 23, you had heard something about people with degrees being taken or going missing. This kind of lines up with that.
Guys, this kind of goes with what that scientist told us underground, when we fought Chesterfield, about all these scientists going missing, and it just, I don't know, something doesn't add up here.
It appears that they are amassing intelligent minds.
Do you think this might have?
Oris Bay.
Do you think this might have to do with, the junk ring going around Oris Bay right now?
It is almost certainly all connected with whatever they are planning.
Guys, I don't know about this.
All the more reason that we need to accomplish our mission here quickly so that we can get to Oris Bay.
Maldros is in Oris Bay right now. Do you think he's working with Harbinger?
Harbinger does have ties to the GPF, and Maldros did flee on a GPF vessel with GPF soldiers in GPF custody.
It is likely that they are involved.
Guys, I don't know if I'm ready to face him.
You have some time to think about it, but eventually you will need to face him. You will not be alone, however.
Yeah. I was gonna scratch the back of his head. I guess we have time. So, in the meantime, I guess, are you guys gonna go talk to the Edict then?
That is the plan.
We will continue to rest. Tomorrow we will go to the Edict.
I would like to ensure that the block doesn't explode while Spise is gaming.
While you guys do that, maybe me and Bubs almost has Spice. Me and everyone else, could maybe go to Lilac and maybe just I don't know, just do some, intelligence gathering?
We have passed by there a number of times. If you want to attempt to go any further, I would suggest taking caution.
Yeah, we do have a drone we could use.
We do know that Harbinger is likely involved, and likely the presence there. Their technology will have an upper hand against anything that was made more recently.
Okay, we'll be careful then.
Do not allow yourself to be given into giving up the upper hand of the information that you've gathered.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I'm just gonna go there and observe,
Shade's gonna light up a cigarette and go back to repairs.
You do. You go back to repairs, kind of joining Echo where she is. And for you, Bubbles, as you sort of are left alone in this space, you think about all the time that you have.
Yeah.
You have plenty of time. You don't need to be ready for Dr. Maldross right now. But you glance down at your communicator where you were just looking up this information. You can see that on this place, the seconds are ticking by, the minutes are ticking by, and in the back of your mind, you can hear once again the sound of a ticking clock.
Oh.
It has been some time since you felt this, and you can feel the warmth as blood runs down your nose, over your lips, and you can taste the iron as it gets into your mouth. Whatever is waiting in Aura's Bay, it is connected to you. And it knows that you're coming. And maybe you don't have that much time after all. But at about this time, all the rest of you make your way, kind of bursting into the laundromat door. There is the sound of Spise, kind of exuberant in this moment after winning the Laser Monster Card Arena tournament.
Yes! I've been playing so hard to win this moment.
Congratulations.
You can see Bubbles just bloody nose. But it is probably about 5 p.m. Getting a little bit later here. What are you all doing?
Ugh, my wrist hurts from signing autographs. Oh my god, she'll flop down on the couch. I'm exhausted. Today was brilliant.
What was the code name you used for your autographs?
Code name?
Oh no.
And though the director has been siphoning off many of the electronic signals, you can't do a whole lot about the manual ones.
Well, I suppose we must work quickly.
How many people could be at a card game tournament?
I mean, I played against, there was maybe 5 people I played against, but who knows who was in the audience. I'm a star, and she'll hold up her... Blah, 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 blah. Let me pull it up. That card that I won today.
You pull this card up, and for everybody
Midnight
else,
Month Variant EX.
it is exactly as impressive as anybody else walking into a room full of military operators and saying, "I've got a swamp card," and just nobody really knows what that means. There's no context for it, but it happens.
That is a very nice piece of small cardboard that you may have sold us all out for.
Thank you.
I don't think it was a big deal. Spise was in costume, and
I don't think I've ever fought harder in my whole life.
I believe it is 120 gram GSM cardstock. Holographic versions.
Also, I might add...
I had to transport many of these.
Many? What do you mean?
Have any monetary value?
It has spiritual value.
Echo, roll a D100.
Spise, I also like to add...
It's a $2 card.
Your costume looks good. I'm glad it wasn't ruined.
89.
You've handled actually a lot of this material before. It's dawning on you now, and maybe this isn't the thing to tell Spise. You've handled a tremendous amount of this, and you might know where the factory is. The Laser Monster Card Arena factory, that buried beneath its many floors of machinery and design firms, there is a vault in which the rarest of the rare cards are produced, crafted by hand by artisans, and then these holographic chips put in. And you might know where all of them are.
But why would anyone want to go there?
No reason, really.
They'd just print them there.
But Chromia 5, if it matters to you, is the source.
You don't know that.
Laser Monster Card.
You
Arena.
don't
I'm
know
gonna say Echo knows Chromia 5.
No.
Fine.
No
You're a
metagaming.
fucking Gwent player in Witcher.
I literally have Gwent written down.
So, you hand this card back to Spise, aware that you know the
Echo
card.
did not take it. Echo just touched it, tapped.
Yeah.
Echo knows.
Were there other
He
people
goes
there
down in value by like 6
with nice costumes like
rates.
yours?
Yeah, there was this guy, Sammy, who owns the store. I don't know if you guys have met him, but he's super nice. And there was this, like, Amish-looking guy with a beard named Gideon, who was, like, covered in plastic because he, like, refused to unwrap anything. It was sort of weird, but he lost. I played against the Keto Saiba of Cybercorp. That's who makes our orbs here, and she'll flip it out and then close it again.
It's an official Laser Monster Card Arena disc player card disc cyber orb.
Disc Cyber Orb. And then I also...
The next version's coming out soon. Just you wait.
The disc player card disc cyber orb deluxe 2. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Bub sees Spice's passion. One thing that he always has loved about Spice. Even if it sometimes might go overboard, like locking herself in the med bay.
Obsession.
But it is passion.
Obsessive personality. Addictive personality.
Wow, it sounds like a really fun day. I bet you had the best costume out of everyone there.
It was so good. I was obviously the best dressed out of
Are
everyone.
we
But
just
I'll
sitting
say
here
that
like-
Sammy
Listen.
put up a good fight.
But like, yeah, doing stuff.
Dueling and his cosplay was out of this world. I should have taken more pictures. I regret it, but I hope they end up online. Please, gods.
Yeah.
Man, who knows? Who knows if they end up online or
Wait. Echo, like, pings the director after realizing what Spice just said.
not? Okay.
Wait, what did Spice just say?
They're online.
The pictures?
Yeah.
You get a message back very quickly from the director that says, unable to contain. And there is links to multiple of these videos.
Forward.
You can see in many of them, there has been a remix done to put like little filters over or around Spice, but this was a hard task. Spice signing their name, Spice shouting their name out loud, Spice's face very visible, and you can see there's a part where like the camera's a little bit off and Spice physically grabs whoever is holding it. This is it. My name is Spice Amino and I won. It's this is covering up Watergate, but like 20 years after it's happened. But for what it's worth, the director is doing their very best.
Can we just like flood it with meme versions so that
That's what
original
the
gets
director
lost?
is doing.
The
That
director
is
did that.
absolutely what the director is attempting to do.
Because that, yeah.
Trying to get my name out.
Bubs is supportive.
Bubs likes it.
Just
One
a single
like.
like.
Bubs reposts.
Yeah.
No, Bubs want to do that. That's
That's
Bubs.
too far.
Bubs
Well,
knows.
who else would
Bubs
be
knows,
reading that if Bubs reposted it? It would be Spice.
Yeah. No, Bubs knows it's shaky water to do any social media stuff with Spice right now.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful about those late likes. So you.
She probably has
It
access
is
to
now
your
highly
account.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, she just dual login.
Dr.
So-
Maldross knows of our actions here on Mars.
He knows that we are present on Mars. Well, yes.
Something else I think knows we're here. My nosebleeds have been coming back. I don't know if Emma's back here or Hunter, but I've been feeling it. I had one earlier, and I had one kind of when we landed too.
I always thought those were because you saw someone sexy, but I guess not.
Are they attempting to contact you?
Usually, that's what it feels like, but I've noticed that there's two versions of, my nosebleeds. One I can kind of tell when it's someone contacting me. I can't make what the sound out.
In the past, when you have had your nosebleeds and it was this type, what was the result after?
Usually it was warnings to help us.
Perhaps in addition to the recon at the Lilac compound, you follow your nose.
Well, I can't smell it. I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good one.
Thank you. I have been working on it.
Keep track of your next nosebleed.
Yeah.
If
No.
anything happens, we will want to monitor that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been keep trapping of it. I keep track of all my bodily, functions and this and that.
When you started to get your nosebleeds, you found a shocking number of applications that track monthly bleeding, and so
Yeah.
easy.
That's hilarious.
Though there is, I don't know. There's one thing I have mentioned to Spise one time that I haven't really shared with the rest of you guys. I've been noticing my bubble's been acting kind of weird lately. I don't know what it is. It's just, it seems like the effect of it is getting stronger, but sometimes it feels like it's getting weaker. It's just, I don't know what it is, but...
This is the invisible bubble?
Yeah, but sometimes it becomes visible.
Yeah.
It's just, I could swear at the corner of my eye, I can see static.
If
What have
would
you been
like,
rubbing
I can
against
attempt
lately?
To analyze it, if there's a mechanical element to it in any way.
No, it's...
The physical presence of it is difficult to trace, but I might be able to find information about what it is and what may be causing these fluctuations.
No, we know it's not mechanical,
It is physical, however.
Yeah.
That is something that I am still capable of. If you wish.
No, I think I would like to take you up on that offer.
Can I see... I want to try to perform some tests to test the...
Can we do this somewhere private? I don't...
Not immediately, I'm
Okay.
just saying.
You're just taking Bubbles' pants off.
All right.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Whoa.
can we go upstairs or
Shit.
down in the basement or something? Or...
Yeah, I wanna formulate some tests to see how your thing gets affected and how your fucking
Yeah.
your orb,
Can
your
we-
bubble.
can
You're
we
going
say-
downstairs
Okay.
to test how your thing gets affected.
Bubs is going to produce some of his aerosol sprays. This is Hawaiian Aloha we call it not Febreze, we call it
Oh,
Febreze.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
mispronounced of it.
Free
Febreze or something like that.
We'll see what reacts to it and stuff.
And Bubs is going to spray some in it. That's his classic test to show people the
Yeah.
bubble. So that's really what's how it works. It's I don't know. I mean, you can ask Spice. Well, I don't know if Spice would want to talk to me right now. She's kind of mad at me.
I need to speak with Spice. I can ask her for you if you'd like.
No, don't. It'll just complicate things.
So make a physical sciences check. As you spend like an hour down in the basement playing Doctor with Bubbles, examining his thing.
Shade.
Shit, the fuck are you doing?
As we're going up, Bubbles is gonna keep talking.
Spice is actively reading Shade's mind.
Are you really?
29.
No.
Okay.
She's too exhausted.
From all of that winning.
Oh, it's so hard to be a winner.
With a 29, you take a look and you perform a couple of tests trying to see what might react, and it's unpredictable. The things that will react and make this bubble appear typically seem less to do with the chemical components or the electrical components and more to do with the fact that just aerosol settles across whatever this field is, and then it dissipates rather quickly. There is something, though, that tells you that it seems to be focused inward, not outward, which is different than a force field. Different than something like a electromagnetic pulse. This is weird.
More like a reactor than a shield generator?
That's not quite right either.
Bubs is going to kind of clean himself because he's in the basement. I am kind of glad that the bubble is translucent. That way people can see how normal I am. And Bubs is like kind of cleaning around his ear and stuff with a wipe. But I remember when I kind of was really getting into this group with you guys, Mosaic. I remember basically how I don't know how to put this. I remember how naive I was. I know it's only been like, what, 6 months? But something like that. It's just... I remember I had my first beer when we were at outpatient way station El Paso, and it just... Looking back at it, I don't even think that was a big deal.
You are correct.
Ouch!
Literally 120 seconds after your first beer, you destroyed a space station. So no, in the grand scheme of big deals, Bubbles, it occurs to you 4.5 months after it occurred
4.5, okay.
that maybe having your first beer wasn't the big thing that happened that day.
I mean,
it was one of the big things.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird how when time moves, things that were important before don't seem so important anymore.
After we killed Chesterfield, I have been thinking. I saw something in him that I am familiar with. I have seen the path that it leads to, and I do not wish to follow that. There's something about your bubble that is anomalous. I can't figure out exactly what it is, but it is not a shield in the way that you may seem to think it is.
I feel like maybe I need a shield. Something to protect me from the craziness of this world, but I feel like that was a 4.5 months ago Bub's thought.
Whatever you think, Bubbles, you will continue to move forward. Use what you've learned and what you continue to think on to propel you forward.
Hey, Shade.
Yes.
I hope after, we're maybe done being bounty hunters after this, I hope we can
we can still just be with each other, you know? I consider you like one of my best friends.
I hope so too, Bubbles.
So you head back upstairs, leaving Bubbles to kind of regather his thoughts, his thing thoroughly examined.
Something that I am curious about, though, as I'm leaving,
That's what best friends
but I'm
do.
kind of thinking about, because the bubble thing is strange, given the reactions of all of his siblings, and in the context of the experiments and what I know about the files that we got,
Sure.
how could the way it's manifested here be a result of Gaia's mutagen? Like, what is that? The drawing inward is the physical representation of that drawing.
Make another
in
physical
power,
sciences check. That
being
is
like
a
the-
good question to ask.
Like, is that what's giving Bubs his super endurance and super strength and stuff? Can I use my reroll? That
No,
I
you already
No, you
used.
already used it.
You used it
I didn't
for
ever end up actually
Seto.
using it. No, that was a different reroll
Yeah.
because that was Keto.
Character.
Was it physical science? Still a 27.
Okay. With the 27, something about what you were talking about. There is a difference between the others and between Bubbles. There is a connection, and you're dancing right around it. But in this moment, unclear as to what that might be.
Bubs is special.
Maybe Bubs is just special. Maybe the difference was inside him all along.
Wow, he is the main character of this campaign.
But with a 27, hard to tell.
Damn. Sorry. I go away.
You go away. All of you now find yourselves within the laundromat. It is about 6:30 in the afternoon.
Can we order pizza? My God, I'm starving.
Why
Gibbs
did you
is in
not
the-
use?
Process of printing out ingredients for dinner.
Ingredients, God damn it.
You hear
I
from the
wish-
top, I'm doing pepperoni right now! It
Jesus,
just
you
not
know-
even printing a whole pepperoni, like piece by piece, printing each
Yeah,
piece individually.
little disc.
Yeah. And like the technology exists to print several discs and you just cut the connector, but not Gibbs. Gibbs is doing it one at a time.
The old-fashioned
God.
way.
I don't know why she insists on doing it this way, but fine.
What time is it now?
6:30.
6:30.
I believe it's to emulate the inefficiency of traditional cooking.
Okay,
What
do it the hard way.
what time are you guys gonna go the next day to eat a kajunk?
Spend the rest of the day probably planning and coordinating
Bubs is gonna
nebulously.
plan for his inspection of Lilac then.
Okay.
Do we have the drone from the ship?
Yeah.
Can Bubs communicate with the director to send that over to us?
You have it downstairs. You brought it
Oh,
with
we brought
you.
it with
Yeah.
us? Okay. Bubs is going to...
You brought it with you. You lugged it in.
Okay.
Kind of against everybody else's insistence.
I don't
Why
remember.
the fuck is a giant thing here?
Did I do that?
Yeah, it was more everybody just saying we can come back and get it, and you were like, no, we might need it. And for what it's worth,
It's been sitting in front of the fridge
inwardly-
all this time.
inwardly, I was like, why not bring it? That saves you a trip.
annoying to get
I don't remember
milk.
that episode. That was when I hit my
Yeah,
finger.
no, you do. You have it in the basement.
Gotta smooch it over.
Bubs is going to see if he can make any modifications to it to make it more...
Like blend
Leave that
in.
to Shade
Yeah.
and Echo.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I would say make a cultures check.
You want to leave that to Shade and Echo if it's a
Oh,
cultures check?
Spice is like looking over his shoulder as she's like
Oh, nice.
on Instagram. I mean, in the infosphere.
14 plus
Info
13
scram.
is 27?
27.
Oddly,
You have seen a little
Robbers.
bit of sort of miscommunication happen around your teammate Echo, where people have called them a robot. And while that's very insensitive, it also happens fairly commonly. And you recognize that you might be able to take this drone and dress it up to make it look like a Rocco delivery person in the right light. It will still very much be a drone. And so you can take some time to kind of put on some like a hat and like a coverall so that when it moves, it's still moving around like a Rock'em Sock'em robot, but looks like a Rocco drone. And if it were carrying something, might look like it's laboring under the weight of that thing.
This isn't our riot guard.
No, it
right?
is.
It is.
Yes, this is.
Oh. I thought he was walking Squeak.
No.
No.
Damn. He
That
was
ship is
walking.
big enough for Squeak to run around in.
Squeak is here.
Yeah, Squeak's here now.
Yeah, Bubs
but
will
earlier,
do
I
some of his
No,
arts
he
and
was
crafts.
here all along.
And
Your
he'll
printing drone was doing that.
Oh.
yeah. And he'll start to basically make a costume for that.
Okay, no problem. So you spend the evening crafting your Rocco delivery drone costume
Nice.
for this person.
Could've just
Echo,
asked Echo.
over the course of time as you are doing this,
Your wardrobe
you
is lighter.
like step into the space where Bubbles is working, and horror grips your heart. You can see the Rocco delivery person kind of take, it's like a Frankenstein version of people's sort of insults that they've hurled at you multiple times now. Bubbles is just crafting on the table. And it's a pretty good reproduction. The outfit is like a current Rocco delivery person outfit. You can see even the hat, the logo was changed just a couple months ago. It's the correct logo.
Hey, Echo, why are you staring at me like that?
Cultural appropriation.
Well, I'm not gonna say.
For the current generation of robotics, there's a thing that they do and they start to try to think. And what Echo is doing is very much like that.
What is going on down
Feather
there?
that.
I've seen you make this vase before when we were in the garden shop and I had explained like what dirt was to you before, and like something's on your mind, and like do you not like this modification I'm doing for this drone? I think this is like the best way I can possibly sneak it in. I think it looks nice.
I rolled a sense motive to see if Echo would understand what is happening.
Does Echo think it's a real Rocco unit?
And also that. But to see if this is Bubs trying to be friendly or if this is Bubs trying to be strategic. And Echo is trying very hard
Hurtful.
to not freak out because Echo rolled well and knows that this is Bubs being strategic. And they see the sense, but they hate it.
Shane comes downstairs smoking a cigarette and goes, "Is that fetish shit?"
Shane,
Do you say that really?
Oh my god. Whoa. Hey
Bubbles.
now, Bubby.
Have you ever been to a museum where they make statues out of people in wax?
No, but I once, we got a statue from the guy Thaddeus, and it was on the ship, and I saw that golden
It's
statue.
Still there.
No, you smashed it.
I know
Oh.
what a statue is.
So like I've seen them before, and I like paper mache'd around it, so like I kind of have an idea of it.
While you are waiting for your paper mache to dry, I encourage you to look up Madame Crusoe's Wax Museum and feel my horror.
Do you not like it?
I need to go.
This is actually even worse. This is a drone. So it does move, and there are some androids. You've actually heard very recently of a group that argue that potentially even they have sentience. And this would be more like a long time ago, there was a doctor who fell in love with one of their patients, and the patient died, and so they coated them in wax and then kept them in their house for 20 years. Closer to that. This is worse in many ways,
Echo knows that this is strategic.
but it's coming from a good place.
I feel like I did a good job because Bub is.
You
right.
did a great. That's what's causing this problem.
Yeah.
Is that you did a good enough job to
Such a
cause
good job that
sort
it's
of like
uncanny valley.
Echo's
No.
experiencing Uncanny Valley, and
Yeah.
they're just like, I don't like it.
absolutely.
Have you ever seen the Polar Express?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
This
that.
is Cara going to Bugaboo Creek. Cara hates animatronics.
Even
I
worse than that,
loved Bugaboo
this is Bubbles
Creek. It
being
was
like,
so
"Hey, I
fun.
made this dummy," and to echo, Bubbles is
It's like
holding
looking
a
into
very
a
passable
terrible
corpse.
mirror.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is Echo's Black Mirror happening in real time right now.
Ooh.
Echo lives Black Mirror,
Yeah.
and Bubs has brought it home now.
Actually, yeah,
Next
Echo's
season.
creation story was Black Mirror, and
Psych,
yeah.
you're in 2 episodes.
Oh
Rough.
I mentioned.
Well, I'm
That
just going
sucks.
to activate it and move it around and just try to get the motions for delivery kind of set.
Bubbles.
So Bubbles puts on these like gauntlets and
Prepare
are
for
designed
delivery.
so that Bubbles can 1-to-1 throw a punch with this drone. So Bubbles, you like stick your arms out just as you normally would, like here's a package, and this creature just and it's like a double-fisted punching motion.
And
This is
Echo has flashbacks to operative mode.
Oh, yeah.
Where people were able to work through Echo's body, and they're just like, I need to go. And Echo leaves as fast as they can.
Echo, and you wonder, part of you, if maybe somewhere far away there is somebody sitting in a trailer behind a controller. Echo, are you even real?
Echo is experiencing the worst
Just like
afternoon.
Shade.
Are all androids drones? Are all humans drones? Is this just a simulation? Echo goes and lies down. This is a tough evening.
What
for
did you do to Echo? I've never seen Echo
Echo's-
leave so fast.
Echo's taking a -20 conditional modifier on all of their rolls tonight.
Damn it!
Echo just goes into hard
Why
shutdown.
is Echo glitching?
Yeah,
I've
so
never
Bubs,
seen this.
Bubs will put the package on,
Echo laying in bed just like...
and he'll just like think to himself,
Sleep
yeah,
standing
maybe
up.
not.
This is so
Just
weird.
hold the package. Never do like the accepting part. I'm gonna just take it, like make it walk back and forth.
Okay, yeah, it walks back and forth, and holding the package, the normal kind of stalking behavior just makes it look like it's just walking with a heavy load.
Nice.
It's pretty passable. And you get the sense that this would be a very good thing to use in reconnaissance.
Okay, cool.
At what cost? We got
ticks
that
by
thing, but minus Echo.
Into the evening, Echo continues to have a bit of a nervous breakdown.
I've never seen Echo cuddle once in their entire existence. This is so weird.
Is there anything that you are doing this evening?
Family dinner?
Fuck no. I'm going to sleep.
Gibbs prepares for all of you pizza, the old-fashioned way, one at a time. They come out very slowly, and so you eat more or less separately.
They bake individual slices.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they put
Oh
each
my
in-
god. You
Love that.
slice.
I'm imagining that, yeah, 1,000%.
God, why is it taking so long?
And Gibbs does the square cut pizza too. So
No!
yeah, it takes a long time. Takes a long time.
No!
But
That's an atrocity.
I like the squares.
as nighttime passes through, you can all mark off a rest.
Nice.
And we come to on Sunday morning, right around 9 a.m., all of you wake up. And because it is 9:40 and a good place for us to take a break this evening, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So thank you for joining us for this very unusual session of Mosaic Team 5. I think right up there with the Driftmas episode in terms of just strange, like, contained one-shots. We will be back next week. If you cannot wait that long, you kind of have to. We don't have any extra sessions between now and then, but you could go to our YouTube and watch 560 something sessions over there, or you could be a Patreon subscriber and you could go see some sessions for the very first time.
We do cool stuff.
We do cool stuff. Yeah, it's not as family friendly, but you can see what I'm talking about over on our Patreon at AlberonRPG. Whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you next week.
It's time to
Bye.
do.